tries that left side. He's got some daylight, and he'll have about 9 yards right there, just powering his way through that defensive line. And it looked like number 55 up off the pile there for the North Canyon Rattlers, and that is their dude, Rafe Wilkins. You'll see him on both sides of the ball, but Rafe Wilkins, a young player that's really starting to develop, and Coach Bean believes that Rafe Wilkins will be one of those guys that a guy like Just Chili, who's here at the game, will be looking at and helping find a post-high school home in that recruiting game that they all love to play. 9-yard gain there for the quarterback, Jaden McDaniel. He's going to go to the air for the first time. Ball's going to be caught on the outside. Making a nice reception there is Eric Reyes Aguilera. Made a nice little move to get by the defender and picked up extra yardage right there. How about a little rack right there for the young man, Reyes Aguilera?
Yeah, I like the way this offense is running right now. McDaniel's running the ball and Ralston's running the ball, so now that allows McDaniel to get the ball to Reyes Aguilera to actually start to get the passing game going. Now that they know that they can affect this Rattlers defense with their run game, now let's see if they're going to try to create an identity running-wise, or they're going to try to be balanced with the run and the pass. We'll only see as time goes on what the Trojans want to do offensively.
This is going to be Ralston again working on that left side. Breaks one tackle, gets to that second level, and he's finally going to be dumped out around the 30-yard line. Up there for North Canyon, making a nice play there was George Bandak. So Bandak there to make the stop there, as Paradise Valley has just come out here and methodically they're running the football, working on both sides of the hash marks there, and they had one pass play, and it was good for a first down there. An 8-yard pass play there to number 11. We mentioned Eric Reyes Aguilera. So Ralston is 1 for 1 in that pass game. He'll send wide receivers 2 to the left, 2 to the right now. This will be a zone read. He's going to give it up, and carrying the football was Jaden Ralston. So Ralston gets clipped up there by Brock Biley. Biley over there to make the stop there. So for Paradise Valley, facing a third down here, we'll call it a long 6 here as they approach the 30-yard line. Working left to right, the Paradise Valley Trojans wearing their white uniforms, trimmed in red with their red helmets. North Canyon clad in their purple home uniforms with their white pants and the white helmets. The body counts for both schools are a little bit down, Ed, and we can attribute that to a lot of things out here in the North Valley, but COVID is just one of those challenges.
Yeah, it's just something that these head coaches and these programs have to work through.
Ralston throws the ball on the far sideline. It's intercepted there by Brock Biley. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Brock Biley, a pick 6 for North Canyon. And the Rattlers, just like that, come back with a big-time play of their own. Unofficially, we'll say right around 65 yards. And Ralston would like to have that one back. But how about Brock Biley and that speed on the far sideline as he took that one to the house?
Yeah, Biley, the speed and the vision to be able to read where McDaniel was trying to go with the football. Brock Biley just jumped that route, that the completion that McDaniel was trying to complete to his wide receiver. Biley jumps that route, sees it with perfect vision, catches the ball, and as you mentioned, he puts on those afterburners. He's down the field where nobody can catch him right for a pick 6.
Is Makai Golston. So on the 2-point conversion, it's 14-0. You talk about big play. How about bang, bang for the North Canyon Rattlers? They go 80 yards, and then right big-time plays, 2 touchdowns.
All it takes is 2 plays, as you mentioned, a long 80-yard bomb and then a pick 6. That's sometimes it just takes 1 play on offense and 1 play on defense, and you're up 14-0. But you cannot ask for a better start if you are Adam Bean, the head coach of the North Canyon Rattlers, for your guys to go ideal start for them.
It really is. For Biley, that's his first interception of the season, and this is the home opener for North Canyon, and it's the opener for both schools. As we mentioned earlier, just 5 miles separate these two programs here. These two schools were playing for the 17th time here tonight, and Paradise Valley has won 10 of the first 16. But North Canyon has the early edge here behind Adam Bean and his big play threats. And you got to love it when you get that offense from your defense, the pick 6. Let's see how that puts a charge into this North Canyon football program.
It really can, because now you get back again on defense. You've already gotten the pick 6 to put you up 14-0. You're already hyped up and you're motivated on the sidelines because of that play that Brock Biley did, and the series before with your offense getting you up 6-0, and then it just sets up everything so well for you, because the feeling in that thing we always talk about, Kevin, Uncle Mo,
Uncle Mo.
He is on the Rattler side right now.
Cardenas is one receiver deep for the Trojans. Also back deep is Michael Ibarra. And this time the kick for North Canyon. Alex Gutierrez, his kick goes out of bounds right near the 20-yard line. That will be a procedure penalty, Ed, and they will set up shop right around the, let's see where they're going to put it. The ball should be on the 35-yard line when play resumes here for Paradise Valley. You know, you saw what Coach Davis's club did in that first drive. They wanted to pound the rock, kind of control the clock just a little bit there. They had some running lanes in the interior. And then really, when you look back at that play, if you ask Jaden McDaniel, he'd like to have that throw back, no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
But, he looked like he knew what he wanted to do with the football. He made a good decision as far as that read, but then he had no idea that Biley was going to step in that passing lane and then go the other way.
The problem is McDaniel knew where he wanted to do, and Brock Biley also knew what he wanted to do, hence the pick six.
Yeah, tremendous anticipation there by Biley to read and react, and then nothing but daylight in front of him. So two huge plays here to start. All right, so Ralston back to the ground game. They'll run it to their tailback, the bell cow here for Jaden Ralston. And number 44 over there to make the tackle for North Canyon. And that is Josh Jaffe, the inside linebacker. He's a sophomore playing at 5'10", 180. So look for 44 to make some plays out of the middle there. Shout out to Greg Jones, our technical producer. The facilities up in the broadcast booth, the pictures, the cinematography is outstanding. All right, taking the ball again. He called his own number. That's Jaden McDaniel, and he'll run right up the middle once again. As you can see, some good sportsmanship behind the play there for Armando Nieves. Helped up off the ground there by North Canyon. As the sun sets here in North Phoenix, just a glorious setting here on the Epic Sports Network. As we join you live on the YouTube network here. Kevin Derryberry alongside Ed Cole. 14-0, North Canyon. And here comes a blitz, and there is a big-time tackle and a sack on the play. Rafe Wilkins right there to disrupt the play in the backfield. It'll be Wilkins. Credit him for his first sack of the season as he gets after the quarterback right there. And that offensive line got blown up on that sequence there, Ed.
Wilkins was a monster last year. 51 tackles, 16.5 TFLs. That's tackles for loss. And Wilkins picks up from where he left off last year with a sack right there. He just got through that offensive line, as you mentioned, just blew that O-line up and got to his target. He wanted to bring down Jaden McDaniel, and that's exactly what he did.
North Canyon has lost 3 consecutive games against their rival here, the Paradise Valley Trojans. They're looking to take care of business here in this one. The punter is going to be the quarterback, McDaniel. High kick to Goodwin, and it's going to take a Trojan bounce inside the 20-yard line. It will be interesting to see if anybody touched that football. And it doesn't appear that anybody on the field is reacting in such a manner, but I thought maybe somebody might have just got a fingernail on the pigskin there, and it changed directions there, and it took an incredible roll. What a great punt there for Jaden McDaniel. Flip the field here, Ed.
That was. I believe number 7, Damian Straub, was the one that was potentially could have been the first one to get that ball, but evidently he did not touch it. Otherwise, it could have been a turnover, and the Trojans would have taken over. But the Rattlers take over on offense.
So it'll be Amari William Harrison. Last time he threw the rock, he went for 80 yards and a touchdown pass. You got to love the idea. They got some great names on this North Canyon squad. All right, they're going to run it. They run it on the far side. That is Durgan to the corner, the edge, turns the corner. He's got the sideline at around the 35-yard line. He's going to be up in it right there. Perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle there by the Trojans, but that was an outstanding open field tackle up there for the Paradise Valley Trojans. You see Durgan there gets the carry on that fly sweep, if you will, running out of the slot. He got the great block on the edge, and then the Trojans hustle that play down there. Jacob Weaver over there at 5'6", 126, listed on the media guide here, a junior, with maybe a touchdown-saving tackle. How about the speed to the edge by Izzy Durgan?
Yeah, Durgan is so fast, and he got that block off right guard and right tackle Jack Villanueva Flores and Rafe Wilkins, the man who just got the sack on McDaniel, made a really good block right there along with Villanueva Flores, making it free for Durgan.
And so we'll have a pass play here, and unfortunately William Harrison's ball's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Great play there by the Trojans up front. Looks like one of the members of their secondary, Javier Armenta, was there to get the football. Yeah, it looked like Armenta all over that play. Nice job there as the inside linebacker crept up on the edge there, snuck in and got to the quarterback. And that's something that Greg Davis thinks they might have to do is apply a little pressure there on Amari Harrison. Amari William Harrison, 6'3", 185. He's a left-hander. He's got the size. Out of the pistol, looking right, throws right. The ball is going to be caught by Durgan around the 47-yard line. He'll turn around and end up have his legs taken out around the 45-yard line. That is a great pitch and a great catch there by Carlos Mayin Castillo on the receiving end of that one. What a great route. You talk about the timing of that, the turnaround and have the ball delivered right there on the money. That was an outstanding play.
Yeah, I really do like that route by Mayin Castillo and the throw by William Harrison to throw it exactly where Mayin Castillo could run up, get his route, get back, set back off the cornerback and make that catch. And the cornerback was at least a yard or two off of him, giving him just that little bit of a separation to make that catch.
Working out of the pistol again, it's Amari William Harrison. And working with a full core of wide receivers out there. Catching his breath here with his hands on his back is Carlos Mayin Castillo. Pretty good way to get yourself close to the century mark in receiving for Mayin Castillo's have an 80-yarder on the ledger.
Yes.
Already approaching 100 yards receiving here in just the first quarter here.
What a start for him, huh, Kev?
Season opener for both schools on the Epic Sports Network. This is the second game of its kind on the Epic Sports Network. We will be joining James Poovey, our sideline reporter, here momentarily. Harrison to the air. He goes to the far side once again, making the catch and spinning out of traffic. Initially was Brock Biley. So Biley is going to have a couple yards. There's a positive yardage there. Penalty marker down. Let's see what this is all about.
It was Durgan.
So we'll get these. All right, Izzy Durgan's wearing number 1. And Carlos Mayin Castillo is wearing number 3 here. From our vantage point here, number's a little bit dark, and it is a challenge. But the number game got me one more time, Ed Cole. So the penalty will back him up. North Canyon now faced with a first and country mile here. First and 25 from the 40-yard line. Working out of the pistol. 3 wide receivers to the wide side. Long count and a hard count used there by William Harrison. Taking some time off that play clock, and now we get a whistle here and perhaps a delay of game here. As the play clock, there is no visible play clock here at North Canyon. So Coach Bean in his 3rd year. In his first year, Coach Bean didn't think that his team necessarily had the buy-in. And it was the first year in the Bean regime, and it just didn't seem like that his players were all together. Year number 2, it increased greatly, and here it is in year number 3. The leadership is intact. The players are practicing with a lot of meaning, and they're just here to play football here at North Canyon High School. So they go to the ground game again for North Canyon. Brock Biley, the ball carrier. Penalty marker, or just more whistles there, Ed, but hustling onto the field here for North Canyon is Makai Golston. Golston plays a little quarterback as well, also a free safety, just a sophomore at 6'1", 150. That's good size, Ed.
It is. And it's great to see these young kids come out here after what they've been over the last year and a half with COVID and everything, how it's affected these 2 programs. But to see these young men out here for Paradise Valley and North Canyon, it is just absolutely phenomenal to see these young men playing football in fall.
Golston lines up in the slot. This is Amari Harrison over the right side of the field, and that bullet pass missed everything in between a couple of defenders and maybe a wide receiver, but nobody was home that time. Keep an eye on number 3, Carlos Mayin Castillo, 5'9", 155. He is a burner. Coming off the field here is Ashton Brown. So it'll be 3rd down, and we'll call it almost 21, maybe 22 yards. We'll go with 3rd and 22 here. You gotta love it when the Long Beach scoreboard is actually functioning. That's not something that's always there. We appreciate that. 3rd and 22 from the 43-yard line. Harrison to the air again. His pass is a little bit too tall. Intended target that time was Mayin Castillo. And I do like the passing of Amari William Harrison. He throws a nice ball.
He does.
But that one had a little bit too much smoke on it, and it was a little bit too tall. I don't even know that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would have been able to catch that one.
We check it out on the replay right here. He does have good form, a good throw. It was a little bit too high for the receiver. That would have been number 7, Damian Straub again.
He can spin it. Back deep for Paradise Valley appears to be Jaden Ralston, the junior. The big fella here in punt formation here for North Canyon. 2:16 to go. First quarter action here from North Canyon High School on the Epic Sports Network. And that punt is off the side of the foot, and it will go out of bounds. And the Trojans will have good field position. How about Rafe Wilkins? He does everything. He plays guard. He's a defensive tackle. At 6'2", 285, he's also punting.
Huh. Is there anything he cannot do? They're going to lean on him heavily, clearly, this year with all the talents that he has offensively. He does everything in all 3 phases. As you mentioned, offensive line, plays defense and special teams. It's a special young man, Rafe Wilkins.
One thing that Paradise Valley has had over the last couple of years, they've had some quarterbacks. They've had some really good ones as well. Daniel Bridgegad is one of those guys, and Daniel Bridgegad, from what we understand, he had 47 touchdowns his senior year playing for Greg Davis. And now Daniel Bridgegad is out of football, and he's a comedian, if you can believe that. He MCs comedic shows. He kind of is a host as they headline comedic acts, and Daniel Bridgegad is one of those guys that's up there telling funny stories.
Hey, if that's what he wants, if that is what his life in life is, to be a comedian, go ahead, Daniel, do your thing. And when Coach Davis told us that, we were like, no, Coach, seriously, are you for real? he was dead serious. I was like, okay.
And then my next question to Coach Davis was, well, how's his act? Is he funny? And he said, well, I know him, so I don't know. I don't know what's funny and what isn't, but maybe to others it would be funny. But if you know Daniel Bridgegad, maybe not. But 47 touchdowns, nothing to bat an eye out. And then they had Ryan Finley at quarterback as well. He played some football on Sundays a year ago for the Cincinnati Bengals. And he's out of football right now. But then the younger brother, the younger Finley, Ben Finley, also another really outstanding quarterback. He kicked, he punted, he played quarterback, he runs a football. He's playing at North Carolina State now. So 2 Finley brothers played for the Wolfpack in the NC2A Division I out of Paradise Valley. That's remarkable.
That is great. If you're a supporter of the PV Trojans in that program, you've got to be excited to have that level of talent at the next level, which is the NFL.
Here's Jaden McDaniel taking the shotgun snap, looks left, wants to go deep. He has a man. Long ball coming in, and the ball is going to be caught at the 40-yard line. The ball is caught. Making a move, still on his feet for the Trojans. That's Michael Ibarra down the sideline and inside the 15-yard line. He's going to be ridden out of bounds. A penalty marker comes in from the side judge, but big-time play there to a wide-open receiver. You had Jaden McDaniel hitting Michael Ibarra, and he had to kind of wait for that ball. The ball was hung up just a little bit, but he made the catch, broke a tackle, and made a big play for Paradise Valley.
Yeah, for Ibarra to get free like that, as we get ready to look at the replay, McDaniel just launches that ball up there, and Ibarra just sits back there and makes a great catch. It gets that separation from Damian Straub, and he breaks that tackle, gets those extra yards. He's off to the races. He gets out to about the 12-yard line before he gets knocked out of bounds and thrown down by Izzy Durgan.
So the ball is going to be spotted inside the 10 now. Looks like right outside the green zone. We'll call it the 7-yard line. That's where the Trojans will go to work here. 1st and goal to go. Trailing by 14 here. Inside 2 minutes to go. You're watching tonight's game on the Epic Sports Network on YouTube. Flank to the left of McDaniel is Jaden Ralston. Ralston gets the carry here. Inside handoff, and more interior toughness there displayed by Rafe Wilkins. Another tackle from him. He is a run stuffer, and he can really clog up that run game.
Yes, sir. He is an absolute playmaker right there, Rafe Wilkins. But if you're the Trojans, if you're Greg Davis and you're in your offense, you've got to be pleased that you've had your quarterback complete a long pass like that to Ibarra and get you in position right now. But now, Kevin, they have to punch this ball in. They've got to get 6. They cannot settle for 3. You're down 14-0. You've got to at least get a touchdown right here before the end of the first quarter.
McDaniel takes the snap. He's going to run into the end zone. He's going to score a touchdown. Jaden McDaniel, 3 yards to pay dirt. And the Trojans punted in for the first time here in the first quarter, and Greg Davis is pumped up on that sideline, as is his offensive line. A little power football on that right side, Ed.
Yes, sir. Tyrese Toney, their center, opened up the hole, along with Joshua Johns, their right guard, opened it up, made it an easy run for Jaden McDaniel as he saw that opening in the middle and just ran it right up the middle, got that score to get them within 1 score.
So let's see what the Trojans do. They set up that swinging gate here, and on the 2-point conversion, or are they going to kick this one through? 1:13 to go, opening quarter, 14-6 after the 3-yard touchdown run by Jaden McDaniel, and that was all set up on the 60-yard pass play to Michael Ibarra. So there appears to be some special teams confusion here. Again, the 30-second play clock is not visible here at North Canyon. Good snap, the placement is down, the kick is on its way, it's up, and it is good. So point after is true. 1:13 to go in this first quarter. Our new score, North Canyon 14, Paradise Valley 7. And how about the Trojans with the answer, Ed?
Exactly. That's what they needed to have happen. They had to get an answer back to the quick 14 points that North Canyon put up there. They had to get something going offensively, and they got it with that long pass play from McDaniel to Ibarra, setting up that McDaniel touchdown run. They've got to answer play for play. You know, you see North Canyon, very first play, they start off with an 80-yard touchdown. They set the tone for the football game, at least in the initial start. So the Trojans have to come back and answer that play for a play. Long play for a long play.
And I'm just going to change the topic for just a moment while we have this pause of the action as we wait for the Trojans to come out on the field for their special teams play.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that it's appropriate that we do say and mention and we send along our prayers, thoughts, and well wishes for everyone that has been affected by Hurricane Ida. The East Coast has been besieged by horrible weather, in specific Hurricane Ida. Some people have no idea when they will be able to turn the lights on again, and it is just chaos. People are dying. Hurricane Ida has reared its ugly head once again for that East Coast. So, again, thoughts and concerns for everybody affected by that. And then, of course, our global situation in the Middle East and Afghanistan for all of our troops in America and all the people that are affected by the zaniness over in the Middle East. We're praying for you. We're hoping that things will get better for you and we get back in America here as soon as possible. God bless to each and every one of you. The kick is down the field, and returning it for North Canyon was Capello. Evan Capello, a wide receiver, 6'1", 190, and he lost his footing right there. And that's just tough luck there for Capello.
That really is, because he could have gotten a pretty decent return as we look at the kickoff return right there. Yeah, Capello grabs it right there and just slips and falls. He could have gotten a good return if he had his traction and had his footing, but we'll never know because he slipped and fell and lost it.
How about Chris Reyes Torres? Left guard, 6 foot, 240, also kicks. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Canada's Amari William Harrison. They want to pass it again. Pass complete to Mayin Castile, near side, making the catch and making a move for additional yardage was Castile. And that's his third catch of the ball game as he closes in on the century mark here. And again, this first quarter here. Gain of, we'll call it 5 on that pass play. 2nd and 5 from the 25-yard line for North Canyon, working right to left. Splitting out to the far side is George Bandak. And we're going to get a whistle here. Kevin Derrybear alongside Ed Cole. Lining up next to William Harrison was Izzy Durgan. And now Durgan remains on the field. Also hustling on now is Damian Achui. So Achui will make an appearance here with 30 seconds to go in this opening quarter in a 14-7 ball game. Fast-paced first quarter here on the Epic Sports Network. North Canyon won 3 games last year. They went 3-5, and the Trojans winless as they work the left side of the line this time. Very little on the gain there. Good defense on that interior there for the Trojans. The big fella down there getting it done, Isaac Tascone. Tascone, the nose tackle. And our first quarter is in the books from North Canyon High School. You are watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network. 22-7 our score here on Thursday Night Football. This is the second week of Thursday Night Football. James Poovey, Ed Cole brought you the call last week as Scottsdale Christian Academy took it on the chin as they lost to American Lutheran play last week. And here we go on a sweep. This is Izzy Durgan in space, breaks a tackle at the 45-yard line field. Let's see where they spot the football on the 48-yard line. Gain of 22 yards for Izzy Durgan. And that's a big-time play right there for North Canyon as they strike back again like a snake would, right? Just a quick strike right there.
Exactly. Oh, what a great description, Kevin. A Rattlers striking?
Yeah.
Nice call there, buddy. Yeah, but they are a quick strike offense. Durgan and Mayin Castillo, Brock Biley, of course, with that pick six. This is a team that can really make plays on just one play. They can change the course of a football game.
They got some speed. They got some dudes. 3 wide receivers line up to the near side. On the far side is Mayin Castillo. They run it again. This is a handoff to Durgan. Durgan to the outside 40, 30, down the sideline, 20, 15, 10, 5, to the end zone for a touchdown for the Rattlers. Izzy does it again.
Wow. Durgan just from the quarterback off right guard and right tackle, finds that hole right there. Number 11, Evan Capello, with a block right there, freeing it, opening up the space for there, dodges the would-be tackler, and gets right into the end zone. Jacob Weaver was the guy that would have tackled him right there, but he did that little stutter step, that little move to get that little bit of space, and Jacob Weaver fell down, allowing Durgan to get into the end zone for the long touchdown.
And you mentioned it, 2 again, and let's see, taking it in and twisting around and lunging in and scoring it on the 2-point conversion for North Canyon. That's Makai Golston, the backup quarterback, with his second 2-point conversion of this contest at the 11:34 mark of the second quarter. Our new score, North Canyon 22, Paradise Valley 7. And you talk about big plays. We've had 3 plays of over 50 yards here in, about 13 minutes.
Just amazing, Kevin. An 80-yard touchdown pass. We had a pick six from Brock Biley. We had a long pass play from McDaniel to Michael Ibarra on the Paradise Valley side, allowing them to get the score. And then again, Izzy Durgan breaks off a 52-yarder.
Izzy D, 52-yard touchdown scamper. Great move. And then that cutback at the 5-yard line where the young man lost everything right there and fell out of bounds. But you talk about a heck of a move there. That was pretty impressive. So Durgan having a big first half here. Trojans now looking down the barrel of a 22-7 deficit here. Adam Bean in his 3rd season. He's there. In fact, they played 3 games at home. They lost all 3 of them, but they were 3-2 on the road. This is the 29th year of competition in the AIA for North Canyon. Hard to imagine 29 years has gone by just that fast.
It goes really fast. Time really does fly by when you're having fun.
22-7 our score. Back deep for the Trojans is Andrew Faraday. And it looks like it's Michael Ibarra on the far side. We'll double check that. Set to kick here for North Canyon is Alex Gutierrez. Gutierrez has the ball set up in between the hash marks right there at the 40-yard line. Good crowd on hand for both schools here. The Trojans fans, the faithful, have made it along with their pep bands. Their marching band is here. We saw the Trojan fans come in collectively as a team. It was pretty cool to see their fans and their band all come in together, Ed. That ball is going to be mishandled in the backfield there by Faraday. Faraday towards the middle of the field, still on his feet, outside the 25-yard line, and finally brought down near the 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot the football. It'll be on the 27-yard line is where the head linesman will wave his hands, and that's where the Trojans down 22-7 will go back to work here with Jaden McDaniel. And you know that Coach Davis wants to run the football. The idea for them is how long can they stay patient with their game plan?
Exactly. When you're down 15, and if you can keep your running game going, and if you can make it effective, if you can actually get into the end zone as a result of your running game, continue to do that. But your defense eventually has to stop this Rattlers offense, and that's a hard thing to do when you've got Durgan and Mayin Castillo and Makai Golston. You got so much talent here, Evan Capello and William Harrison at the quarterback position. You've got to be able to stop these guys eventually, get some turnovers, get some stops, so your offense can get back on the field, Kevin, so you can eventually even the game up and overtake North Canyon.
Jaden McDaniel back to work here. Pistol formation. They run the rock up the middle with a big hole, breaking tackles and dragging people with him was the Trojans' Jaden Ralston. So he's been their bell cow here early on in this contest. So Ralston with a nice job there as he cars off 9 yards on that right side. And look at the guys there. Ethan Breland doing a nice job there, and Joshua Johns paving the way right there with a huge hole for the big fella to run right through.
If they continue to run like that, continue to run the ball. If you can get Jaden Ralston in space like that, get your offensive line to create holes for them, continue to run if you're Paradise Valley.
This has been a big game of big plays. There's movement there in the slot there. Looked like taking a quick step there. Try to get the edge was Michael Ibarra. Ibarra had a 60-yard reception in that on the lone scoring drive for Paradise Valley. Let's see what the penalty is here.
Yeah, false start.
We'd like to thank one of our new sponsors, Pit Boss Barbecue Equipment. Oh my goodness, if you're in the barbecue business, or if you'd like to, get into that part of your life, you have a hobby, you're a smoker, you're one of those guys that likes to barbecue and grill, work with Pit Boss. They have the best equipment that you could possibly get yourself into here. Pit Boss.
Amen. Amen, Kevin.
All right, here's Ralston. North Canyon showing blitz. It'll be Ralston calling his own number. Again, working on that right side. And he'll pick up a couple yards, maybe 3 there after the penalty yardage was marked off there. But coming onto the field here for North Canyon for some PT is James Emerson. Emerson plays 2 ways here. He's the left tackle. He's the starter. He's also playing a little defensive end, or defensive line, if you will. 5'10", 270. You got to like that size, EC.
Absolutely. And when you're short-handed like this with short rosters, a lot of these guys do play 2 ways.
We're also trying to use that hard count, and it looks like it's effective. The left side of the line for North Canyon might have jumped there. And if you want to say it this way, the guilty party was Cameron Kindred. It looked like he took the bait there. The sophomore, 5'11", 230, a little bit of a jump on that particular play. So the hard count effective here for the Trojans on this drive.
It's all about keeping that focus mentally, Kevin. You're down there in the 3-point stance. You got to be able to continue to keep that focus and, just not let things distract you, and not let your emotions and your adrenaline that's flowing through your body to overtake you, and just continue to stay laser focused if you're that defensive line.
Clock stopped in the second quarter with 10 minutes to go. 3 wide receivers to the wide side, 1 to the far side for Ralston. Claps his hands, puts the ball into the belly of his tailback, and there's nobody home. Jaden Ralston had nowhere to go. The play was blown up there by Rafe Wilker. He said, gets back there, and he's disrupting everything in that backfield. Give him another tee.
Last season, so he's picking up where he's left off, getting back to in that backfield, getting number 30 down there, Jaden Ralston, who's been running really well so far. For Wilkins to be able to get back there and knock him down and get him down for a TFL, that's really good penetration by Rafe Wilkins.
That's their dude. Rafe Wilkins wearing 55. That's a loss of 3. Ralston to the air, fires over the middle, and on a little slant route, ball is going to fall incomplete. The intended target was Eric Reyes Aguilara, and good coverage that time on a ball that was just misfired a little bit, but for some interesting reason, Reyes Aguilera ran all the way down to the side judge and had a word for him. Ralston to the air, and the ball was just on the outreach of a diving attempt there by Reyes Aguilera. Great effort there, just a misfire.
It was a good throw. He had plenty of time, McDaniel did, to step back there and try to complete that pass to number 11, Reyes Aguilera, but it was just off a little bit, just an inaccurate throw.
So it'll bring up a 3rd and 13 working right to left for Paradise Valley. They trail it 22-7 here with 9:11 to go in this second quarter. Shotgun snap, looking right, throws over the middle of the field. The ball is incomplete. He wanted Michael Ibarra down the middle of the field, and once again he just missed him. But a great effort there by Ibarra, laying out, selling out, but just couldn't come up with that one.
It's so close, Kevin, but with McDaniel trying to complete the ball to his wide receivers, to Ibarra and Reyes Aguilera. If he can get that much more accuracy, if he can get that much more accurate on his throw to his wide receivers, big things can happen. But he's got to be able to continue to get that accuracy up there if they expect to get some scores and stay in this game.
And just think about that play for Rafe Wilkins. What did you say? It was 17 and a half TFLs in the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
He's got a sack and a TFL in this ball game. Disruptive, to say the least. But that TFL set the tone for this drive, for this defense for North Canyon, and for Coach Davis's offense. They couldn't rally back and fight through the adversity here on this one.
Yeah, and what hurt hurt them last year, Kevin, as far as a quarterback situation, which is why they were 0-6 last year. The QB group last year, between Ryan Dennis and Jaden McDaniel, they only completed 37% of their passes last year, Kevin. So that's one of the things that doomed them last year. They only had 1 touchdown pass, 11 interceptions. So it seems like it's kind of rolling over this year as far as their completion percentage and their accuracy is going. So McDaniel has got to be more accurate with his throws to his wide receivers if they expect to get some scores and stay in this football game.
Yeah, and that's going to be the challenge, right? Because they clearly want to run the football. They want to run the football for a couple of reasons. One, to gain some offensive continuity, maybe set up that pass play down the field with some run game, right? A little play action pass.
Yeah.
But they also want to keep North Canyon's offense off this football field. The Rattlers have gone big play, big strike every time they have had the possession of the football right now. So they do not want to get into a track meet here early in this one, and they're dangerously close to just that, Ed.
Exactly. But, yeah, continue to run the ball with Jaden Ralston, number 30. And, he's got receivers, McDaniel does, but it comes back again to that accuracy, being able to be on point with your throws. If you want to complete passes and move the ball down the field and get into the end zone and get more than 7 points in the game, you've got to be able to be more on point and accurate with your throws if you're Jaden McDaniel.
So it'll be a punting time. It's a good punt with some hang time. Durgan's going to let it bounce in front of him. And this one's going to roll close to the 25-yard line, and that is where the side judge, Jeff Barker, will walk up, and they will put a new football in play here. 8:55 to go till halftime. 22-7 our score. North Canyon has the lead, and tackle is James Emerson. The left guard is Malachi Falapalangi. Falapalangi. We'll try that one more time throughout.
Falapalangi.
Falapalangi is exactly what it is. The right tackle is Rafe Wilkins, and the center is Cameron Kindred. The right guard is Jack Villanueva Flores. They have a lot of hyphenated names and some good names. Running the rock that time is Brock Biley. So Brock Biley starting to get some offensive production here. He's got a pick 6, and he's starting to run the rock right up the middle there, just working on that Trojan interior.
It is that talent, Kevin, on offense. We talk about Izzy Durgan and Carlos Mayin Castillo with the long plays. Durgan and Mayin Castillo. Brock Biley with the pick 6 on defense, and now he comes back on offense with a big play. They have got nothing but big play players on offense and defense so far for the Rattlers. Adam Bean, the head coach, has got to be pleased with what his skill players are doing right now.
Harrison to the air. Ball caught out in the flat. Trying to break a tackle and stay on his feet towards the 50-yard line is the wide receiver this time. Once again, it is going to be Brock Biley working out of the slot. Coach Bean told us he'll use his backs out of the slot quite a bit here. Takes the ball to midfield at the 50-yard line. He'll be short of the first down by about a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 1 from just inside the 50-yard line. 8:11 to go in the quarter. On that last play, on the nice run there by Biley, it was blocks from Emerson and Papalangi getting it done on that left side. Had to get that one in there.
Good job, Kev.
All right, 22-7. 2nd and 1 from just inside the 50. They run it to Biley again off the left tackle. He's got a hole into the secondary, and he'll rumble over some people in that second level. But it's Brock Biley now with a head of steam there, finding some daylight up against that front 4 of Paradise Valley.
Wow, the offensive line, Emerson and Fala Papalangi, the left tackle and left guard respectively, making that hole for Biley to get through. There he is. As you mentioned, he gets to that second level of the defense, and he keeps shedding tackles. He keeps running, keeps those legs moving, and before you know it, he's way into that second and almost third levels of the defense. This offense is rolling right now for the Rattlers. They are getting it done with his running game. Offensive line is playing really strong, opening those holes for their running backs to get through.
Biley with a gain of 17 yards. They'll move the chains again. Ball spotted on the 33-yard line. Biley's going to have to give way here momentarily. Hustling onto the field for North Canyon is number 33, and we do not have number 33 listed. We could go close. We could say Julian Jones, but we're just guessing from up here.
Could be. It says it's running back on the roster. It could be Julian Jones.
Could be. So now Rafe Wilkins will give way here as well. So the officials are pointing something out, perhaps some uniform violations or maybe some jewelry or maybe blood or something like that. But, yeah, I'm going to say that Wilkins might have some blood on his uniform. That he was asked to leave the football game. So see if Paradise Valley could take advantage of that here. Waiting to snap the football is Amari William Harrison. Has a touchdown pass here in this one, an 80-yarder to Carlos Mayin Castillo. on the first play from scrimmage for North Canyon this season. And now another penalty here. A correction. This will be a timeout taken by Adam Bean, and with that timeout, we'll take the timeout with him. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network.
Taylor's Pools. You can trust Taylor to take great care of your pool and ensure your complete satisfaction. From weekly cleanings to one-time cleanings, from pool draining to pool refilling, he does it all. Green to clear transformations, repairs, and new equipment installations. Trust your pool to Taylor's Pools. Call 623-200-2788. That's 623-200-2788. Taylor's Pools, a proud partner of Thursday Night Football.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School on Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Network. I'm Kevin Derryberry alongside Ed Cole, and I almost said James Poovey because James Poovey is also my broadcaster. We'll be on the air tomorrow night, Red Mountain and Dobson, 7 o'clock on Red Mountain TV. But James Poovey is our sideline reporter, and we're trying to chase James down there on the field. Mari Harrison back to work, going for the deep ball to the end zone. The ball is caught for the touchdown. Tylen Wilfong, 33 yards from Amari William Harrison. For William Harrison, his second touchdown pass of the night. And this time, it was a missile to Tylen Wilfong in the corner of the end zone. What a ball there.
That's how you play a complete game of football. William Harrison's got all the time in the world because of his offensive line. Wilfong gets that separation from number 2, Michael Cardenas, and he gets that touchdown, dives into the end zone, sacrifices his body to make that catch. As we look at the replay once again, William Harrison, great throw. My goodness, really, really good throw. And Wilfong, again, getting that separation from Cardenas, diving, making that catch, and getting the score.
They go back to the ground game again, and scoring a 2-point conversion for the third time in this first half is Makai Golston. And at the 6:55 mark of the second quarter, North Canyon now has improved their lead to 30-7 here with more big plays and that big strike capability of Amari William Harrison. This southpaw quarterback's got a good arm, he's got good touch, and his accuracy has been on point.
Yes,
Cole.
His accuracy has been on point, but Jade McDaniel's accuracy has not been on the point. So that's one of the major factors as to why North Canyon is up 23 points because William Harrison is making the completions. He's got everything rolling as far as his offense is going so far. He got the pick 6 from Brock Biley, and that's just how it is. He is in complete harmony and complete sync with his offense, and Paradise Valley has no answer for what for anything defensively to go against the Rattlers to try to get this game tight. It's just they are just taking over offensively. The Rattlers are rolling right now on offense.
Boy, North Canyon's offense is looking very, very similar to that big strike offense way back in, 2005 under the leadership of then head coach Brian Cole. Brian Cole, the longest tenured head coach for North Canyon. He had the headset on for 8 seasons, went 58-32 during his impressive tenure. They won the state championship in 2005. They finished the season unblemished at 14-0 back in 05. That's North Canyon football at 14-0. That is just tremendous. They can do it out here in the North Valley. It's just it's a process. It takes some time, and you got to have some dudes to win.
The leadership that his young men have and the vocal players, the vocal leaders that he has on his football team, Kevin, is actually showing right now because these guys are showing improving right now offensively and defensively. They are, again, in complete harmony and complete sync, and that's why they're up 23 points because their skill players are playing. And this North Canyon Rattlers team.
Here comes Alex Gutierrez. Once again, the ball's teed up on the 40-yard line. Back deep for the Trojans. Andrew Faraday and Michael Boots this time. Kind of Pooch leaves it short for the Trojans. And on the team's work there by North Canyon. And for the Rattlers, once again, no credentials to him. 32 on the play. We do not have a 32 listed. Much to our chagrin up here in the booth, Ed. 6:50 to go till halftime. 30-7. North Canyon in command here. North Canyon trying to snap a 3-game slide against Paradise Valley. Again, these two teams squared off back in 2019. The game went to Paradise Valley 56-21. Ben Finley, a senior then, threw for 421 yards and 5 touchdowns and 1 interception in that game. And a guy that's on a similar pace here could very well be Amari William Harrison. So back to work here for the Trojans, down by 23 points. They go to the ground game. Calling his own number was Jaden McDaniel, and he'll fall forward. Gain of 7 for McDaniel. Defensively, it's George Bandak, the inside linebacker, as the big fella, Davon Briggs, hustles off the field here for the Rattlers. So a 9-yard carry. Actually, well, they're going to move the sticks here. It looks like initially I called it at 7. That's where they had the sticks. So that does indeed appear to be true here. Checking in for North Canyon is Evan Capello. Made a nice block earlier in the ballgame, playing defensively now, two-way guy. Long count for Jaden McDaniel. He takes the snap. Direct handoff. He's going to run it. He got absolutely clotheslined at the line of scrimmage. At the point of contact, the Rattlers, Jack Villanueva Flores, destroyed the quarterback, McDaniel. You talk about getting bumped off the play. Take a look at this one. He just absolutely got smoked at the point of contact right there.
Wow. Yeah, I felt that up here in the booth. That shot that McDaniel took right there.
That is what they call bone jarring, Ed.
Yes. That's what they also call a decleater.
A decleater would be another good description of that one here. Clock rolls inside 6 minutes ago. 30-7 North Canyon. In control of this one here. Trojans working right to left from their own 45-yard line. Long count. Direct snap again with a big hole and rolling over some people. That time was Jaden McDaniel. But running right into Brock Biley, and Brock Biley just took that tackler head on and brought him down to the turf. That was a tough play there by Biley, and showed a little toughness right there, a little moxie playing defense there for Biley.
Yeah, Biley took that shot. McDaniel seeing something that he likes to run up the middle. He gets that block from Jaden Ralston, another block. He runs off in between the A gaps with Tyrese Toney and Joshua Johns, the center and right guard. He gets those yards. He likes running up the middle because he likes what his offensive line is doing to create those holes so he can pop up the middle.
Yeah, Reyes Torres also doing a number out there as well. So again, a long count here as the Trojans try to work some clock here, trailing by 23 points. They run it up the middle again for Ralston. He stacked up initially. His second effort will net him a forward progress of about 2, maybe 2.5 yards. But the Trojans will be short of the line to gain by about a yard. It'll be 3rd and 1 on the 46-yard line. And now we get a timeout on the field here as play stops. I believe the officials want to perhaps reset the clock here. Now they're going to wind it. So for some reason, our referee stopped the clock and then restarted it just like that. 4:01 to go till halftime. Stay with us for all of our halftime festivities coming up next. Here's McDaniel again. Flank to his left is Ralston. And it's McDaniel in that secondary. He got tripped up there by Brock Biley. So another tackle by Biley. And like you said, that was 4-on-4 crime right there. It was Biley, perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle over the big load, the 6', 200-pound Jaden McDaniel.
Man, yeah, he's just taking that ball, offensive line again, create him that 6', 195-pounder. He's going to keep running that ball. The thing is, just when do you think they're eventually going to try a play action or try to go deep, Kevin? Or are they just going to continue to keep running, knowing they have an entire second half at their disposal?
Just speculating. If Coach Davis can punch it in here and make it 14, there's another nice run there by McDaniel there, running on that left side. It's Chris Reyes Torres, the left guard, 6', 240. He's getting it done, paving the way on that left side. The second half, so you're looking at a 2-for-1 here potentially if the Trojans can execute.
Quite possibly, because they know what the Rattlers can do on offense. Izzy Durgan and William Harrison, all their weapons to have any more chances to score before halftime.
Ralston takes the snap, and back in is Rafe Wilkins.
Kevin, did you see that block that Jaden Ralston put on, opening that hole for McDaniel, letting him get through there?
And that's one thing that Ralston can do. He's a big dude, about 5'10", almost 195 pounds. Takes a snap, leaps over the line of scrimmage, once again gets that second level, and he'll fall.
You mentioned that is the proper play call. Get one more chance on you, Kevin. Don't let that offense tote back on the field right before half. Take as much time as you can, get a score, and get it to the half.
Absolutely. Ralston again along with him. Almost as if Jaden McDaniel had Bandak in his side pocket there right next to him. 1:21 to go. Timeout taken on the field. We'll take a quick pause in the action. You are watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network.
A lot of times we find that people love their neighborhoods. Their home just really needs an update. It needs to grow with them as their family grows, and that's where we can come in. Our home remodeling services are really turnkey. All the way from planning stages, we can build your home efficiently, on budget, and on time. Building a new constructed home is a little bit different than your typical remodel. We can work side by side with you and the municipalities or your HOA to make sure that we design it to fit within the requirements. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that our clients get what they want.
Special thank you to Trinity Homes, our new sponsor of the Trojans. It's been all Jaden McDaniel on this drive. He's had 6 carries on the drive. Good for about 60 yards. 2 guys is going to get the football here, Ed.
Oh, you think?
So for whatever reason, perhaps the illegal use of an air horn here at North Canyon High School is the cause of some of the delays here with this officiating crew. All right, McDaniel back to work, takes the high snap, running left, trying to twist his way through. His line is going to push him forward. He's got the first down, and he's going to have a 1st and goal to go here. With 1:14 to go till halftime, the Trojans are doing exactly what they want to do. They want to kill this clock here in the first half and score late, Ed. And how about a push from that offensive line on that sequence?
Yeah, that was number 67, Chris Reyes-Torres, the left guard, pushing McDaniel, getting him those extra yards. As you see him right there, he's grinding on his own, but 67 comes in there, gets an extra push right there to try to get him at least another yard or two. But really good running by McDaniel, just strong running to keep his legs churning and not letting them punch that ball away.
McDaniel takes the snap again. He finds a crease, and he continues to just churn those legs towards the goal line. He'll be stopped short again. The clock is line here for Jaden McDaniel and company. Out of the pistol, takes a high snap, runs up the middle, fights his way towards the goal line, continues to surge, and let's see what happened. Whistles come in, and they're going to stop.
Didn't allow him to continue to punch into the end zone. They kept it. They kept him at bay. They kept their physical pressure on him and bringing McDaniel down right there.
And Bandak was also involved in that. But you look at the big fella kind of slow to walk off the field. That's Rafe Wilkins. Keep an eye on 55. But they did not want Jay McDaniel to break the plan. Be in position to win this game at the end of 4 quarters. They need this drive right here, right now.
And, Kevin, it's no secret to anybody in this stadium or anybody on the Epic Sports Network watching this game that Jaden McDaniel is the main runner, the main bell cow on this drive. So that's why the defense is keying on him, because they know number 4 is going to get the ball. He's going to drive it up the middle, which is what he's done pretty much every single play on this drive. That's what Jaden McDaniel does. He goes off left guard and center or off right guard and center. He just runs it primarily up the middle, so the defense knows how to key on number 4 and where he's going to go.
And, you know, Coach Davis has been, no pun intended here, snake bit a little bit as far as the luck is concerned. The Trojans had a really good wide receiver in Andrew Trapp. As a freshman, he was the 4A Northeast Valley second teamer, had 17 receptions, 208 yards, a couple of touchdowns. He was a good player.
Offensively, because we know what they've done offensively in the first half when they get the football. So for Jaden McDaniel to run pretty much every single play, that was a really good drive and really good play calling by Coach Greg Davis and his coaching staff to get that score right there, courtesy of McDaniel.
And McDaniel puts the placement down for Reyes Aguilera, and Aguilera drills the point after try. 23 seconds to go to the intermission. Our new score, North Canyon 30, Paradise Valley 14. And in this 17th edition of the North Canyon Paradise Valley football game, starting to tighten up here as we approach halftime, Ed.
Yeah, that's the score they had to have. And as you mentioned, PV gets the ball in the second half, so it was critical that they get a score right here, go into halftime, make their adjustments, do what they need to do to get ready for the second half and see what they can do to kind of slow this Rattlers offense down and get something going. But if they get the ball in the second half, drive down the field again, get another score, make it possibly 30-21, tighten that game up to a 9-point game, who knows? Crazier things can happen in the second half of football.
Now, granted, for most of our listening audience here in this balmy weather outside, we are in about 76 degrees. It's absolutely cooler than cool can be here in the press box. Okay, I'm embellishing a little bit, but you got to figure the attrition factor starting to come in and be, an element of this game for both sides. And for North Canyon, their defense was on the football field an awful lot in that second quarter on that last drive.
It was. They ran that ball.
A little over 6 minutes, Ed. I think they had the football, and maybe a little bit more than that. But credit Paradise Valley.
1-2. Check.
Credit the Trojans and their offensive line as they dedicated themselves, committed to the run, and they got it done on that drive. So the big fella puts it down. Chris Reyes-Torres with the place kick. It goes out of bounds. And that's the one thing you do not want to do if you're Paradise Valley is give North Canyon a short field with their big play capability.
Yes, 23 seconds is like 23 minutes to the Rattlers. That gives them plenty of time to get one play off because they've done it time after time after time in this first half. It does not take long for the Rattlers to strike.
Amari William Harrison, an 80-yard touchdown play, a 33-yard touchdown pass. He's hit several different receivers here, 5 to note. And we've got a good ball game here with 23 seconds to go. What does Adam Bean want to do here? Does he want to continue to apply pressure here and take some chances here, or does he want to just be conservative, run out this clock, be content with the lead that he has?
Only Adam Bean knows that.
I'm taking chances if I'm Adam Bean. I'm feeling it. 3 wide receivers to the wide side. Shotgun snap. Amari Harrison rifles a pass and is off the fingers of Brock Biley. So Biley there lost his footing right there. Perhaps that might have changed the outcome of that pass play, but another well-thrown ball there by William Harrison. I like the delivery and his release point.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it too, but yeah, it's again that turf monster that's catching these young men. Brock Biley slips and falls right there. Could have made a catch.
At halftime, we'll head down to the field with James Poovey. So now Amari Harrison will take the snap. They run the football up the middle, and there to greet the ball carrier, Biley, was the Trojan front four. Nice job of knifing through there by Chris Reyes-Torres. Also in on the play was Jordan Brissett. That's Jordane, Jordan Brissett, 68. He's a junior, 6 foot, 241 pounds.
Big fella.
So a timeout taken on the field here. Now they'll wind the clock here. So North Canyon and Adam Bean, I believe they're content to have the 16-point lead here at the intermission. 3 seconds to go here. And that's going to do it here. Our first 24 minutes are ancient history. It's halftime for North Canyon High School. North Canyon 30, Paradise Valley 14. Let's go down on the field here. Here's James Poovey. James Poovey is with head coach Adam Bean. James, take it away.
With head coach Adam Bean and North Canyon Rattlers. Coach, you guys are up right now about 30-14, but with Paradise Valley trying to roar back a little bit there in the second quarter. What's going to be the message to your team going into the locker room?
Head coach Adam Bean and James Poovey, the Evans
and our kids are changing every day. It's hard not to wonder what their lives will be like. Will they like their job? Will they find true love? Will they be the best at something? Will they be the worst at something? Will they be nice? Will people be nice to them? Parenting sure is full of mysteries, huh? That's why, at the Little Gym, everything we do is designed to make sure kids are whatever ready. Ready to learn. Ready for takeoff. Ready to rock. Ready to roll. And ready to shake it off and keep going. Our classes are based on lesson plans designed to get kids of all ages moving, boost their brain power, and with an emphasis on social and emotional learning, even improve the people skills they'll need for tomorrow, today. We call it three-dimensional learning. Kids just call it fun. More than a kid's gym, the Little Gym is a springboard for life's adventures. And every day we're making, energizing, and inspiring whatever ready kids.
Fire and smoke, engineering and technology. Elevate your grilling passion with the next chapter in barbecue. 2 new units join the Platinum Series line. The Brunswick Wood Pellet Vertical Smoker. The Laredo 1000 Wood Pellet Grill and Smoker. Equipped with the Pit Boss Smoke IT connectivity, integrated with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth control. The next chapter now smarter. The Pit Boss.
A lot of times we find that people love their neighborhoods. Their home just really needs an update. It needs to grow with them as their family grows, and that's where we can come in. Our home remodeling services are really turnkey, all the way from planning stages, design, architecture, city permits, and we will stand side by side with you to create the home that you really dream of. You want to choose Trinity Homes AZ for your new construction because we have over 30 years of experience. All of our subcontractors, everyone on our team is local, and because of that, we can build your home efficiently, on budget, and on time. Building a new constructed home is a little bit different than your typical remodel. We can work side by side with you and the municipalities or your HOA to make sure that we design it to fit within the requirements. At the end of the day, we want to make sure that our clients get what they want.
Taylor's Pools. You can trust Taylor to take great care of your pool and ensure your complete satisfaction. From weekly cleanings to one-time cleanings, from pool draining to pool refilling, he does it all. Green to clear transformations, repairs, and new equipment installations. Trust your pool to Taylor's Pools. Call 623-200-2788. That's 623-200-2788. Taylor's Pools, a proud partner of Thursday Night Football.
My name is Slade Gibson, owner of Trinity Homes AZ.
My name is Becky Gibson. I'm co-owner and lead designer.
We started Trinity Homes in a leap of faith back in 2004. After working for many other builders, we had decided to go ahead and start our own company so we could really work with the clients and have the same type of values that we do in our family. Our mission here at Trinity Homes AZ is to work side by side with each customer, making their home become their dream.
A common theme with our company is that we are not only building homes, but we're building relationships. And in the end, that's very important to us.
We have over 30 years of experience here at Trinity Homes, all the way from our project managers, our superintendents, our lead design. We can serve each and every client with their specific needs.
What's up? I'm Archie Bradley, and I am Pit Boss.
Archie Bradley! Are you kidding me?
Pit Boss Nation just brought in the beard. Bring the heat with bigger, hotter, and heavier grilling. You do want this smoke. With 8-in-1 cooking versatility, Pit Boss is your starter, setup man, and your closer. Slide in safely with a hot and fast grill job, or go deep with the low and slow cook. With the best value on the market, Pit Boss strikes out the competition. From the Pit Boss family to yours, let's get to work.
for a championship! A double play wins it for Frazier. Turn it to the end zone.
Let's hear it once again for the combined bands of Paradise Valley and North Canyon.
Wins it, the championship.
The world is changing. How business gets done is changing. Energy, success, even the face of entrepreneurship. is changing. See how we're changing at bankofthewest.com/change. Bank of the West, the bank for a changing world.
With any deposit checking at Bank of the West, you can make any deposit, anywhere, in any amount per statement. And we'll waive your monthly service charge. Any deposit checking from Bank of the West.
Not all heroes get
What you know about What you know about rolling down? Hey, when your brain goes numb, you can put a mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that no motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School on the Epic Sports broadcast from Paradise Valley 14. And it started on the first play of the game. It was a big-time play, and you talk about going for all the marbles on the first play from scrimmage. Amari Williams sideline, and he got his main guy. It was a tremendous play. Away speed, he turned on the jets, and it was goodbye.
Just 19 seconds into the game, that William Harrison to Maine Castillo, that gets it started, and then Brock Biley comes back with a pick six, puts them up 14-0. Jaden McDaniel gets PV back in the game with a touchdown run down in the red zone, gets them down to 14-7. It's 14-7 North Canyon after the first quarter, but then that second quarter, it's more quick strike. Izzy Durgan gets a 52-yard touchdown run, puts them up 22-7. And then William Harrison throws a 33-yard touchdown pass to Tylen Wilfong, puts them up 30-7. McDaniel gets a touchdown run. Pretty much he ran the entire drive right before the half, gets them to within 30-14. But it's as we talked about, that quick strike offense from the Rattlers, they really snake bit that Trojans defense with that quick strike from William Harrison to all of his weapons. So Trojans are going to have to come out here. They get the ball in the second half. They got to come out here, get a score, somehow defensively find a way to slow down this Rattlers offense. I know that it's easier said than done, Kevin, but they have to do it if they want to get back into this game. They're down 16 points. They've got to do something defensively to slow down this Rattlers offense. Stops, turnovers, force a punt, do something, whatever you can do defensively to get them back into the football game.
Yeah, and I think that the Trojan touchdown late there that punched it in, a real punishing run by Jaden McDaniel, second TD of the night. That was big. They got the extra point. Now we'll go to the special teams just a little bit because North Canyon, they're running that swinging gate. They're punching it in. They're going for two. That's 6 extra points that they have. Think about the pendulum swinging action here. You got a pick six. That's 6 or 8 going one way, and then you had a touchdown. They were on the drive, right? That was the first drive of the game for Paradise Valley. They were on the march, as we like to say.
Yeah.
And then he had that untimely turnover there, but you look at both of those situations, you're making an exchange there, and that cost the Trojans. That was basically a 12 to 14 point swing when you look at the extra points, the 2-point conversion that they're making, and that pick six. Otherwise, we got ourselves a 1-touchdown ball game.
It really is amazing how that pendulum swings. You talk about the swing, how the fortunes of a football team can change on one play. As you mentioned, that Brock Biley pick six puts them up 14-0, and it just changes the feel and the flow of a football game. And PV has to make adjustments because they're down quick 14-0, but they stuck with give them credit. They stuck with their running game with Jaden McDaniel and others and crew, but Yeah, they're going to have to do something. Get a score right here. Maybe it's the Jaden McDaniel show again. They drive down the field. Maybe that's what they do methodically, drive down the field to keep the Rattlers offense off the field. But then again, we come full circle to that defense. What are the Trojans defense going to do to stop this Rattlers offense? Can they stop them? Who is going to be the pit boss player of the game defensively for the Trojans? Who's going to be that guy or guys that step up and gets that award tonight?
They're going to have to make some plays, no question about it. For North Canyon, it's about the culture changes, how they've kind of evolved to what we're seeing here tonight. They've got 8 seniors and juniors that are on their leadership council that have worked extremely hard all spring and summer to really change the culture within the team. And they talk about how the first year under Adam Bean was a complete grind. Then the second year, they started to buy in and they started to lead more developed leaders, develop this council. And now they've got everybody buying in. They're all on the same page. You've got your captains leading. You've got your leaders in that council. They're leading on and off the football field. They're getting it done in the classroom. And they're bringing this to the field tonight. Yes, it's just game 1. It's just week 1 on Thursday Night Football. But that's a big deal for North Canyon. They beat up on Shadow Mountain in their final game of the season last year. So this is a team that's building on that from a year ago when they won their final game of the season. How the Trojans respond here in Bluetooth
control.
And what the Rattlers want to do is be able to hold court at home. They were 0-3 at home last season.
And it is.
We mentioned earlier in the broadcast the last win Paradise Valley had because they were 0-6 last year. The last one they had was 2 years ago, September 27th, in this same building, 56-21 over North Canyon. So it's imperative for the Rattlers. They want to get a win at home. They want to hold court. They want to hold this home field advantage. And Paradise Valley wants to come back and get their 4th consecutive win over North Canyon. Should they come back and win this game?
That's exactly right. The Rattlers are looking to snap a 3-game slide. We were talking about Rafe Wilkins earlier playing both sides of the ball. He was a little bit ginger late in the game. We see him put his hat on here. He's going to join that huddle, so I think Wilkins will be okay. He plays the game the way it's supposed to be played according to Adam Bean, and that is very physical. He plays with a physicality to the game, and we've seen that on both sides of the ball. He's been very instrumental in this contest. A sack, a TFL, he's been disruptive. He's been in that backfield, it seems like, all first half.
Yeah, pretty much. He plays right guard and he plays that defensive tackle. 51 tackles last season. TFL master last season, 16.5. He's had a couple TFLs tonight, so it is really good to see number 55 back. He's got his helmet on. He's back in that huddle as they're getting ready to get this thing started in the second half. So 55 is going to be a major player offensively and defensively on that offensive line and that defensive line for the North Canyon Rattlers.
And I'm looking at the 5-0 Metro region, and you've got Alhambra, Apollo, Camelback, Central, Maryville, and North Canyon. You look at those schools on paper, and if Adam Bean can get strong quarterback play from Amari William Harrison and those backs with Izzy Durgan and then that wideout with Carlos Melin Castillo, you're talking about a team that could really make some inroads in 2021 in this particular region. They have a chance to maybe win the region, but maybe make some noise in that postseason race.
Oh, yes, sir. As William Harrison continues to grow, and he's got Tylen Wolf on. We mentioned Biley and Mayin Castillo, Izzy Durgan. He's got weapons on offense. He's got a really good offensive line. He's got defense led by number 55 again, Wilkins. So this is a strong start for the North Canyon Rattlers. It's a really good start for them here on Thursday Night Football. They have to continue to finish this thing out. They finished the last 24 minutes of the second half out. Hopefully, at least for them, get this victory and continue to move on as they continue on in the season. But it is really imperative that they start off 1-0, break that losing streak at home, get that first victory in front of their fans, and get the feel back and get the excitement back here with this program.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School. Let's go down to the field with James Poovey and Just Chili.
14 right now, North Canyon on top, but Paradise Valley running this cue right up the gut. Oh. Let's get rehearsal.
Thank you, James. That's Just Chili down there with Arizona Varsity. Just Chili always doing an admirable job for high school football. There is Jaden Ralston on the kick return, and he's going to be tripped up around the 50-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle for that man, 32, with no name, but we do think it might be Julian Jones. Who knows? But what a play right there as JJ stops Jaden Ralston.
Okay.
Lots of J's here in this one, huh?
Yeah, but that was a good run by Jaden Ralston, being able to get that reception, go to his right side, see those holes, see those lanes that was open here on that kickoff return. Really good start for Paradise Valley. They needed a start like that. That would help Jaden McDaniel and his offense to get back on there. Good field position is always a positive when you're talking about offense. The least amount of yards you have to drive, the better for an offense.
That is a no-brainer right there. So here comes the Trojans. Paradise Valley, their quarterback, Jaden McDaniel, a couple of touchdown runs here early on here. He starts this game out in an empty set. 4 wide receivers to the near side. He's going to pass it out in the flat. The ball's going to be caught and then drop down immediately. Michael Ibarra was the intended receiver. Carlos Mayin Castillo right there defensively. So Mayin Castillo playing both sides of the ball. Give him a TFL. It's a 4-yard loss on that pass play. Not the way Greg Davis wanted to start the second half.
Yeah, we look at the replay. I like the pursuit by Mayin Castillo right there. There he is. Got him right there. Wrapped him up really well. Had just affected him just long enough where he could get down, and his other defenders, Brock Biley, could get over there to get hopefully at least a half of a tackle on that one, but they may give the full tackle to Mayin Castillo. Really good pursuit to the ball by Mayin Castillo.
But B squared, Brock Biley has had a remarkable first half. Empty set again. This is going to be, before we can continue play, we're going to get another whistle here. So this whistle was blown before the snap, but it seems as though that he got the snap and had possession of the football when the whistle came out, Ed. It seemed like a little tardiness there to announce that procedure penalty up front on the Paradise Valley Trojans. So they'll be pushed back 5 yards. And we talk about the idea, the old Uncle Mo going into the first half with that touchdown, knowing they had possession of the football here to begin the second half. They were going to get the rock. Great return. Now they're going back the other direction. So they're going to have to shake out of this funk here pretty quickly.
We talk about self-inflicted wounds. Penalties like that just continue to back you up. You take 2 steps forward and you take 3 steps backwards because of a 5-yard penalty. You cannot continue to lose yards like that. You get that positive momentum. You've got to keep it going that direction.
Shotgun snap for McDaniel, goes right up the middle. He's got the first down in the open field and all the way inside the 30-yard line. A late penalty marker comes in, but a clap of the hands and Jaden McDaniel burst right up the middle. He got right through the line of scrimmage, and then it was all into that secondary as the defenders trying to ride along with him, and they've done that a couple times tonight. Jay McDaniel's taking bodies with him, as you see right here on that second level. Carlos Mayin Castillo again with what would be a touchdown-saving tackle right there.
Man, they are busting it right up the middle on that North Canyon Rattlers defense, right up the middle, and they know where they see a weakness in that interior of the defensive line for the Rattlers, and that's what they're exploiting time after time after time with McDaniel and his strong running and that offensive line. His offensive line getting those guys, the center Tyrese Toney, Joshua Johns the right guard, Chris Reyes Torres the left guard. Those guys are getting that push in the middle, letting it all open for McDaniel to get those really long runs, really strong runs for number 4.
Unofficially a gain of 30 for Jaden McDaniel. So the 200-pound quarterback having himself a night. He's got a couple of touchdowns already, and he is just running with a lot of confidence, and he's running with some thump behind it too, right? The pad level, and that time you saw the secondary hanging on for dear life. 1st and 10, Trojans as they dig themselves out of that early funk in that second half beginning. So another snap. They go right up the middle for McDaniel again. He's in the open field to the 5, the touchdown. Number 3 for Jaden McDaniel. He scampers right up the middle, 22 yards to pay dirt, and the Trojans strike first here in the second half. Back-to-back touchdowns for them in 2 consecutive drives.
Mission accomplished for the Paradise Valley Trojans. McDaniel, they get that really good, strong return by Jaden Ralston, setting them up in really good field position. And then it's the Jaden McDaniel show again. He loves to run up the middle. We've seen it. This is what he does. Their bread and butter is to run up the middle, right off left guard, right off the left guard, center, right guard. However they do it, Jay McDaniel's really strong running, upright running, and it's almost impossible for the Rattlers to bring him down.
You know what it is, Ed? It's called smash mouth football. They're just going right at him. They're just literally delivering the football right down their throat. It's going to be McDaniel to the air. He throws. The pass is going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. I don't know who got a hand on it, but it looked like the big fella, 67. Of course, we don't have that number on the ledger here, but it was 67. I believe he got his hand on it. Great play there defensively there for North Canyon to eliminate that opportunity for them to score on the 2-point conversion. They wanted to make it an 8-point ball game.
Oh, it looks like it hit off one of his off the back helmet of one of his offensive linemen.
Yeah, it looks like indeed it did hit off the back of a
low
lineman.
Trajectory. Yeah.
So a tough pass play right there, but Paradise Valley has scored 13 unanswered points here. It's now 30-20 with 10:22 to go in this third quarter, and warming up on the near sideline right now is Amari William Harrison. And if you're Adam Bean, you can really pick out what you want to do offensively. You were able to run it. You were effectively throwing the ball down the field. You threw it short. You had good success that way, and then you had those jet sweeps. Izzy Durgan came to play football tonight.
Yes, number 1, Durgan. Number 3, Mayan Castillo. Tylen Wolfong got in there late with that 33-yard touchdown catch. So, as you mentioned, offensively, William Harrison has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. But to me, it comes back to that Trojans defense. Who is going to be the guy to step up? They're down 10 points. Somebody has got to be able to step up and make some plays, get a turnover, get some stops somehow. You've got to be able to cut into that 10-point deficit somehow. You cannot continue to trade score for score, because if you do, you're going to lose because you're already down.
Chris Reyes-Torres set to kick. Here the ball placed on the 40-yard line on the far hash. Back deep is Izzy Durgan and Carlos Mayin Castillo. It's a short pooch kick. They don't want to have anything to do with those guys down the field. And the return man is Ivan Rodriguez. We'll call him Ivan Rodriguez with the fair catch there, or at least on the return there. So Rodriguez will give up possession of the football right there, and he'll turn things over to his offense, but at least a secure play for Adam Bean. Able to transition to the offense here. Ball spotted on the 30-yard line, 70 yards away to pay dirt, 30-20. With 10:20 to go in the contest. How about all of you gamblers out there? Look at all the numbers on the scoreboard. 10 minutes and 20 seconds. The score is 30-20. It's 1st and 10 on the 30 in the third quarter. Lots of threes out there. Threes gone crazy to the air, and the ball is incomplete. It was in and out of the hands of the wide receiver. The intended target for North Canyon was Joseph Talamontes, and I believe that ball was rifled into his chest. He just couldn't corral it.
Yeah, and I also give number 26, Angel German Vega, credit, the linebacker, this 5'7", 135-pound junior. He was right there to affect that ball. As we look at it on the replay, there he is. German Vega getting in there and knocking that ball away, forcing the incompletion.
Nice defensive back play right there as Biley came in with it. 2nd and 10 from their own 30-yard line. There goes Izzy Durgan in motion. They fake it to him. They run it to Biley off the left tackle, and he's going to be stacked up after a gain of 1. So the Trojan defense made some adjustments here at halftime. They've come out fired up. Their front four right there in that 3-tech just getting lower than the offense that time.
Needless to say, 3rd and 9. This is a critical down for both teams, especially for Paradise Valley. They got to be able to get a stop right here, stop this offense, force a punt, and get their offense back on the field. Again, if they want to continue to cut into this lead, this is a huge 3rd down and long for this defense to stop.
This is a possession play here for North Canyon, up by 10, 3rd and 9 from their own 31-yard line. The southpaw quarterback, Amari William Harrison, back there in the pistol. He fakes it to Durgan, wants to go deep, has a man. The ball is going to be in and out of the hands of Carlos Mayin Castillo. He had a step on the defender, and the ball was there. Penalty marker behind the play, right near where the quarterback delivered the football. But that was a big-time throw just out of the reach of Mayin Castillo. Look at the separation here, Ed. You can see that Mayin Castillo, great loft on the football, beautifully thrown ball, and it was just out of the reach off Mayin Castillo. That was a nifty play. And on the play, it'll be a personal foul assessed to North Canyon. So that's going to push him back even further. And now you can see the Trojans starting to feel it. Isaac Tascon starting to get the Trojan faithful and their student body up on their feet, making a little noise here at North Canyon High School.
And really, what a really good crowd, PV. Really good representation by their fan base coming out here.
Just 5 miles away, so it's an easy commute, but that's what you like to see out here in the North Valley on a really balmy evening here. So back deep in punt formation is the big fella, double fives, Rafe Wilkins, 6'2", 285. He's the punter. And really, when you look at things right now, as far as we talk about old Uncle Mo here, the Trojans have Uncle Mo riding shotgun right now. Nice pump by Wilkins, angled to the near sideline. Touchdown right near the 47-yard line. Let's see where they spot the football sequence. And here they are with the football again, down by 10 with a ton of time to go in this ball game, Ed.
Looks like they're going to spot it at the 48-yard line. So, yeah, they've got really good field position. That Uncle Mo momentum is right on their side. Now it's on the Trojans offense. We know where they're going to go. We know it's all about number 4 and who on North Canyon side is going to try to get to Jaden McDaniel and stop him. So far, nobody's been able to stop him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to tackle McDaniel. He has literally run downhill most of this contest. He has been a real competitor here running the football, and it's not like it's any.
That's the thing, Kevin. They're telling you what they're going to do, and you still can't stop them.
That's impressive. It really is. Down by 10. Here comes Jaden McDaniel. Capella darn near stepped in front of that pass and took it the other way.
Ooh, yeah.
So the Trojans unable to get Michael Ibarra 60-yard pass play early on in the first half.
That could have been deadly. That could have been really a killer play for the Trojans if that would have ended up a pick 6 as we look at the replay.
The old pendulum swinging type play here. So 4 wide receivers to the right of Jaden McDaniel. He's got a wide receiver to the left side. That's Eric Reyes Aguilera. Empty set now for McDaniel. Takes the snap. Goes up the middle, and they just stand him up right away. Nobody home that time because James Emerson was all over the play, and somehow the ball came out, and the Rattlers came up with a football. So a major takeaway as McDaniel has the ball stripped from him in the middle of that pile. We never know what's going on in the middle of that fracas, Ed, and clearly you can see here North Canyon comes away with the football.
Yeah, look at Emerson getting that push right there off the nose, off the center right there to get that penetration and knock that ball away, force that turnover, force the fumble.
That ball was clearly stripped out. Great job by the Rattlers defense on the interior. Holy smokes. Again, you go back to that pendulum swinging type activity, but McDaniel didn't even have the ball when he got taken to the turf. So here comes Izzy Durgan on the sweep. And Durgan's going to be taken out. What a tackle there by the Trojans, Andrew Faraday. 5'11" senior at $150. Open field, just took out the legs of Izzy Durgan. That was an impressive play.
That is a hard thing to do to bring down Izzy Durgan, especially when he's in space right there on that left side. But Faraday with the really good lateral movement, staying with Durgan, didn't over pursue, stayed right with him, right at the point of contact, got him and brought him down right there. Really good open field tackle by number 8.
Andrew Faraday, that is a tremendous high school football play here. Inside 9 minutes to go, still a 10-point ball game. North Canyon has the lead and the football. Ball's on the 48-yard line of Paradise Valley. William Harrison takes the snap. They want to run it again on sweep to Durgan. This time he gets the edge, and he'll fight for extra yardage, 5, maybe 6. And that's a nice run there. They run a similar type play, and Durgan, again, just too quick to the edge right there. 5'10", 170. He's been very durable. Good player for North Canyon. Adam Bean has a really nice roster here. You can see the work of that left side of the line. Great seal blocks, good edge block in there by Durgan. He just did the rest. Kind of a twitch type guy, but he's got a lot of speed, a tremendous amount of agility. So an empty set here for Amari William Harrison. Ball spotted on the 44-yard line. They run it the other way to Durgan. Stein steps one tackler, that was Faraday, and then he gets dropped to the turf here. Great defense there by the Trojans. Up front, making the play was 50. And no 50 to note. Looked like Romeo Monterosa, a linebacker, as we have a player down. And for the second, maybe the third time tonight, Rafe Wilkins is shaken up on the play as Adam Bean's out there to take a look at his superstar on both sides of the football. And he appears to be in some discomfort, doesn't he, Ed?
Yes.
With this timeout and with this injury timeout, we'll take a quick breather here. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network. Welcome back to North Canyon. Big fella, a little wobbly right there. Rafe Wilkins took a shot on that last play. We have other games upcoming here on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network. Next week, our crew will be at Post and Butte High School as the St. Mary's Knights, who are taking on Brophy this weekend, tomorrow night, in fact. Our renewed rivalry there between the St. Mary's Knights and the Brophy Broncos. Then the following week, the 16th of September, South Point, Catholic, and Cienega right there in Tucson, in Vail, Tucson. So that'll be a good one. Corona del Sol and Desert Vista from Ahwatukee. We've got a great slate this season. Inside 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. William Harrison has a tailback next to him. That looks to be Brock Biley. William Harrison getting the call from the sidelines. There goes Durgan in motion. They run it to Biley, and he gets stuffed. On 4th and 1, he gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. And the penetration up front from the Trojans was there. It was too strong, and they snuff out the 4th and 1 opportunity for North Canyon. So in the last 2 possessions for both teams, they've just traded blows and knocked each other to the canvas here, and they haven't even moved 20 yards.
That was huge for the Trojans defense. Number 26, again, Angel German Vega. Right here as we look at the replay. William Harrison gets the snap, hands off to Biley, and they just swarm on Biley on 4th and 1. They knew they had to make that stop and get that possession back because they turned the ball over last time. They had to stop them on 4th and 1. So let's see what the Trojans offense can do right now. Can they drive down there and redeem themselves off that turnover the series before?
What a call by the Trojans defensive coordinator. A run blitz on 4th and 1 that was executed perfectly. High snap for the quarterback, McDaniel. He scrambles, takes on a couple of linebackers and some linemen, and he gets taken down to the turf rather rudely there by North Canyon. In on the act there was number 67, and I can't imagine that each time we go to the roster that the content is not there for us. But Brock Biley all over the quarterback McDaniel, but he took some punishment on that particular play, Ed.
He did, but the main thing is he did not turn the ball over.
Gain of 2 after all of that. 7:06 to go. 2nd and 9 now. We'll call it a 2nd and 8 from the Trojan 45-yard line, working right to left. 4 wide receivers now for McDaniel. McDaniel takes the high snap. He wants to throw this time. He throws, and the ball is going to be caught by the wide receiver. Breaking a tackle was Keegan Burns, and finally he's thrown down to the turf here. 2 defenders right there, 3 and 4, and that's Mayin Castillo and Brock Biley. Those guys have been doing it on both sides of the ball all night long. The single-number guys, the single-digit dudes for North Canyon are having themselves a night, Ed.
They are getting it done, absolutely.
So now it looks like Izzy Durgan is going to be coming off the field here. It looks like the official asked him to come off the field. So, again, these officials are in mid-season form as far as their eyeballs and what they're spotting on the field. That was Jeff Barker spotting that, so perhaps they got to clean up some blood or clean up Durgan. He can't be in the game right now.
So he comes off, and Tylen Wolfong is taking his place.
Wolfong, a 2-sport star, plays basketball for Mike O'Gwen. All right, here's McDaniel out of that pistol formation. He's going to run to the right side, and there's nobody there. They stonewall him again. No gain on that particular play. Now North Canyon getting lower to the ball. Tremendous effort there from James Emerson. He's had himself a solid football game here inside that line of scrimmage, down there in the trenches, as they say.
That's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to close those trenches up because you know that's where McDaniel likes to run. He likes to run in between those A-gaps, and if you can close that gap up, because you know that's the game plan for the Trojans, to run McDaniel up the middle, to use his strength and his size and his power running. And if you can shut that off, that makes the Trojans a little bit harder to work with offensively.
McDaniel again working out of the pistol. He's got 4 wide receivers in the game. In the slot to the left is Keegan Burns. To the far right, the X spot is Eric Reyes Aguilera. Long time to get the play in. Now Ralston will move to the left side of Jaden McDaniel. Takes the shotgun snap, looks right, fires right, and the ball is caught. First down yardage and a little bit more for Paradise Valley. The recipient of that play was Michael Ibarra. His 4th time targeted tonight, his 2nd reception of the contest. That one good for about 9 yards. They'll move the sticks here. 1st and 10, Paradise Valley for the North Canyon 44-yard line.
Huge completion from McDaniel to Ibarra. He sits back there. He sees Ibarra, makes that completion right there. As you mentioned, moves the chain. 1st and 10.
Great route by Ibarra to turn around that ball. As he turned around, the ball was right there in his hands. Good delivery of the football for McDaniel. We've seen what he can do as a runner. Still working on that pass game here in week number 1. McDaniel takes the snap, has a crease to the sideline. 30, open field, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Jaden McDaniel, his 4th rushing touchdown of the evening. This one goes for 44 yards. Penalty marker on the field. Let's see what this one's all about. This one could be coming back. On the Longview scoreboard, they've got the touchdown up on the board, but let's see what the officials have to say. They're all together there around the 33-yard line. The Trojan fans on the far sideline, they're all standing on their feet. They're stoked. They think they've just cut into this 10-point deficit. And what a play there, and great blocking again up front there by the fellas. The left tackle, Armando Nieves, have himself a night. Let's see what the penalty's all about. So the touchdown's going to stand with a point after try successfully executed. This would make it a 3-point ball game here with still a whole quarter to go. Huge hole up the middle there. Great blocking again up front.
Yeah, what a strong bit of running and blocking again. Jaden Ralston, one of those key blocks off the left tackle, allowing McDaniel to, again, hit that crease, find those open holes. And once McDaniel gets into that 2nd and 3rd levels of the defense, it's good night, Irene. We always use that term, but that is the operative term for that one.
And how about the senior center, Tyrese Toney, in there? Just a huge block that really created that big hole. And then the big fella, Jaden McDaniel, just slid right through there with some speed to the edge.
Yes, sir.
And he was able to house that one. Impressive run there for Jaden McDaniel.
Yes, sir.
Again, especially when you know they're coming after you, and McDaniel's going to get the ball.
Yeah, again, it's no secret. Paradise Valley is telling you we're running number 4. We dare you to stop him.
Good snap. Good hold there by McDaniel, and the kick is on its way, and it's up, and it's true. Eric Reyes Aguilera with the point after try. 4:41 to go in this 3rd quarter, and the Trojans have marched all the way back. It's now 30-27. North Canyon has held on to this 3-point lead, and we have what they call a brand new ball game.
Kevin, the Paradise Valley Trojans are on a 20-0 run right now since the 2nd quarter, since McDaniel had that touchdown run toward the end of the first half. So it's been 3 straight touchdowns by McDaniel. It's been the Jaden McDaniel show.
And as we kind of alluded to just before halftime, what the Trojans were doing was being very deliberate with the football, and they were taking some time off the clock. They were able to successfully get out of halftime with that 30-14 deficit. They scored on their first drive of the second half, and they fumbled the ball once, took it away on a turnover on downs, and then they marched down to score, finished the drive with a 44-yard touchdown run by Jaden McDaniel, number 4 on the night for number 4.
Yes, and all the times I mentioned who's going to step up on the defense, that they have to make plays, they have to stop guys on 4th down, they have to force punts. They've been doing that so far in the second half. So the adjustments that they made at halftime, once they went to their locker room and did whatever they needed to do, talk over with it, whatever they had to talk over and figure out from a schematic standpoint, it's working.
So the penalty on the touchdown run, in a sense, they banked it, an IFL term, but they will enforce that penalty on the kickoff here. So here comes Chris Reyes-Torres. I love that. He's a place kicker, or he is their kicker. 6 foot 240 listed. Ball spotted on the far hash at the 45-yard line of North Canyon. And it's a pooch to the near sideline. And it'll be caught by North Canyon. Young man's not on the roster. We apologize. That was 33 with the catch. 3-point ball game, 4:40 to go. And we're going back to the scoreboard with all those threes running wild. Well, the 4s are running wild right now, and that 4 is number Jaden McDaniel.
Yes. Yes, sir.
4
touchdowns for number 4.
Not a bad evening. Not a bad debut of the season. Just a junior for the Trojans. But it was all about the execution at the end of the first half. Now, for North Canyon, Keep an eye on Rafe Wilkins, see if the big fella's back out there on the field. He looked like he was okay. Perhaps he was just cramping up there. It is extremely warm out there here this evening. And it's humid as all get out, too. Amari William Harrison back to throw. Goes over the middle of the field. The ball is picked off. It's intercepted. Here comes Joseph Pompeo down the sideline, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds. But an interception from Joseph Pompeo, and the Trojans get a takeaway here, and they are right now rocking and rolling here. They have stolen the momentum here, Ed.
It's amazing how this momentum switches right there. William Harrison tries to complete the pass. It gets tipped right there by number 45.
Brock Berend,
yes.
Did a nice job, the linebacker right there. A poorly thrown ball here. One of the rare mistakes of the night by the quarterback, William Harrison. And on the tip drill, it was Pompeo picking that one off and setting his team up just outside the red zone of the 21-yard line. And they're bringing back Jaden McDaniel to go to work again, and he is just wearing down this North Canyon defense. They have been on the field an awful lot late in that second quarter and an awful lot here in the third quarter. Attrition becoming a major factor here in this one. Ibarra goes in motion. Shotgun snap for McDaniel. Runs the option to the right side. He's got Ralston there to the edge, and Ralston's going to be taken out there after a 9-yard gain. Tremendous tackle by North Canyon. Out there defensively this time was Evan Capello. He's had himself a solid game here, Ed. Good run here for McDaniel. It's a pitch, almost an option, kind of an unorthodox type option, but a great tackle there. Looked like Biley was over there as well as Capello. But either way, they're going to give Ralston an 8-yard carry, running on the right side. So Ralston gets the tote this time instead of Jaden McDaniel. McDaniel's still trying to catch his breath. Empty set now for McDaniel. Takes the snap, runs up the middle again, off the right side this time. Couple yards, and that's it for North Canyon as they stiffen up on the second down and 2 play. But Ralston just enough, or in this case, Jaden McDaniel moved the chains, and I believe Paradise Valley is going to have our first and goal to go.
Kev, let's keep an eye on number 30, Jaden Ralston. He went off the sidelines. He looked like he was a little bit banged up, like he may have been favoring one of his forearms or like his arm when he came down pretty hard on that pitch from McDaniel to him. So let's see how he fares from a physical standpoint.
Indeed, we will do just that. Keep an eye on him. If you're wondering where the Trojan football players are, a lot of the guys on the defense are over there at the monitor. They're getting coached up right now. Ibarra goes in motion. Empty set for McDaniel. He's going to run it on the right side. Gets around the edge, and he's going to be stopped short of the goal line. But Ralston making a bid for his 5th rushing touchdown of the evening. Stopped short, and even Ralston comes away just a little bit ginger. He's taking a pounding there this evening, Ed.
Yes. All that running, it gets physical. You're going to take some shots. It's not going to be easy runs every time. It's not going to be one of those easy break-off 30, 40-yard runs. It's going to be some physical hits where these Rattlers players are going to hit you, and you're going to feel it.
We go back to that number 30 again that you just brought up. We mentioned that it's 2:30 to go in a 30-27 ball game. But I'm thinking that Jaden McDaniel is approaching that 30 carry mark. He's had himself a lot of touches tonight. Empty set again for McDaniel. Takes the high snap, runs up the middle, and he's going to fight his way into the end zone. He's going to score again for the 5th time tonight. It's Jaden McDaniel punching it in for the touchdown. Give him 6.
Wow. This is an impressive performance by Jaden McDaniel. 4 straight touchdowns for this young man to get PV finally over the hump, being down 23 points in the second half. They finally take the lead, Kevin, with 4 straight touchdowns by Jaden McDaniel. This is an incredible performance by number 4.
26 unanswered points. McDaniel is the holder, and he's laboring just a little bit to get in position to hold this one for Reyes Aguilera. A good snap, placement down. Here comes the pressure. The kick is blocked, and it is still good. It got through the uprights. Eric Reyes Aguilera gets their 34th point of the contest for Paradise Valley. Make it 27 unanswered points now for Paradise Valley. They've taken the lead 34-30 at the 2:11 mark of this third quarter on the 5th rushing touchdown of the night for J.D. McDaniel, this one from 3 yards out.
Wow. What a change in the way this game has been played and the way things are playing out on this football field. Down 30-7 in the second quarter. McDaniel took it upon himself to score 4 consecutive rushing touchdowns. The defense stepped up big so far in this third quarter, made the stops that they needed to make that we talked about, those adjustments, and the keys to victory defensively. They've done it so far in the third quarter, and their offense has done their part. So now they've finally overtaken the Rattlers, and they have a 4-point lead. They just have to continue to keep it going if you're the PV Trojans.
Ed, for Paradise Valley, they haven't won a game since 2019. They've lost 11 straight contests. They're looking to get in the win column here tonight. It's been a tough road to hoe for both these programs. Putting on a show tonight on Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network. What a game for you at home, and what a game for us here in the broadcast booth. Kevin Derryberry alongside Ed Cole and James Poovey. Special thank you to our technical producer, Mr. Greg Jones, and the entire Caitlin and Kat Jones. Everybody doing a great job behind the cameras. And then the fellas, the newcomers.
Ian.
Here come the Trojans. This is Reyes Torres. His kick is going to go out of bounds. It was angled towards Evan Capello. So the ball will go out of bounds. That'll be a procedured penalty for Reyes Torres. And we will now have the football at the 35-yard line, trailing for the first time this evening by 4. Here comes North Canyon back on the field for Amari William Harrison. We talk about pressure and different points of pressure at different points of the game, and we haven't seen Amari William Harrison under any kind of duress during tonight's game. That last pass play, not his best throw of the ball game. Credit the defense on the tip drill. They did a miraculous job to come away with that takeaway, but now it's Amari William Harrison. Are they going to ask him to make the plays here as we play on here?
He might have to, yes, because we now know we're in a slugfest right now where the Trojans, again, have regained that momentum. So how are the Rattlers going to respond in kind?
Empty set now for William Harrison. Looking left all the way, steps up in the pocket, being pressured, throws over the middle field. The ball is slightly behind the intended target. The pass is broken up by Andrew Faraday, and the target that time for the Rattlers was Makai Golston. He's got 3 2-point conversions on the night, does Makai Golston, and he'll give way here for Evan Capello on the offense. Great defense there on the pass breakup by Andrew Faraday, who's come on and made some big plays here in this third quarter.
Yeah, just adjustments. The defense has made the adjustments, and it's completely changed the way this game is being played and how this game is really rolling so far with 2:06 left in the third.
Faraday instrumental on that 4th down stop at midfield for Paradise Valley. Empty set again for Harrison. Under a blitz this time, and he's going to go down. He's going to be sacked. The Trojans get to the quarterback for the first time tonight. What a play on a beautifully executed play by the defense. They called the blitz, and they got there, and the Rattlers were not there to protect them. Holding the phone here.
Kevin, it looks like number 66, the defensive lineman Philip Dozeman, got in there and got that sack on William Harrison.
I want to say that was 88, Nick Gardner.
You think it was Gardner?
Yeah. We'll have to see that one again, Jonesy, if you can roll it for us.
Yeah, the 6 and the 8s look kind of similar on their jerseys.
It looked like Nick Gardner was the guy that get to the quarterback that time. Either way, sack number 1. And over here on the sideline with 1:43 to go in the third quarter, Izzy Durgan's getting some water, and the Rattlers are hydrating right now, and that's a really well-coached football team. Certainly anybody's going to teach you that, but to talk about hydrating is a whole nother deal. And it seems as though that both these programs have come to play on this Thursday night, and they've both been well-coached, and it appears to be a well-disciplined. This has been a good football game.
Oh, it's been a thoroughly entertaining game, and I wanted to give a shout-out to Ian Sachs, one of our technical wizards, one of our creative producers here. His family back in New York is watching the game, so I want to send a shout out to the Sachs family. Thank you guys back home in New York. God bless you guys. I hope you guys are safe back there with everything that's going on back there. We give you guys a shout out. And Joey Mascaro, our camera guy on the sidelines, the guy Big Joey.
We see some fireworks to the west of us here from North Canyon High School. Thursday Night Football. This is the first true week of the AIA season. Harrison under pressure. He throws over the middle, and the ball is batted down. Right there in the middle of the field was Chris Reyes-Torres. They're wreaking some havoc. Put the big mitts up there, and he deflected that pass. Another broken up ball here as North Canyon's offense has just gone a little bit quiet here. They're a little bit stale right now here, and you have to credit the Trojan defense for really forcing the issue here in this one.
Oh, yeah, they completely turned up the heat. That was number 6, Ryan Dennis, the linebacker that got the pressure on William Harrison. He came in unabated. Nobody covered him, forcing William Harrison to throw the ball away because number 6 was breathing right down his neck. He was going to come for that sack, and that's why William Harrison had to throw the ball away, force it away.
Punt formation for the big fellow, Rafe Wilkins, and that's a high punt with a lot of hang time. Wilkins can kick the ball. He does a lot of things for this football team, but he can also kick. And, you know, you mentioned Dennis, Ryan Dennis. He played in this game against Paradise Valley back in 2019 that we already mentioned. It was a 56-21 game for the Trojans. They were the victors. But in that game for Dennis, he played as a sophomore. He had a 16-yard interception in that contest. So he's still around for that football program.
And Kevin, him and McDaniel shared the quarterback duties last year. Ryan Dennis he was 39 of 99, threw for almost 600 yards, a touchdown, but 8 interceptions last year between him and McDaniel.
And the head coach, Greg Davis, seems to like the combination that he has with his quarterback, Jaden McDaniel, in that run game. Greg Davis in his 8th year. He's the 10th ever head coach for Paradise Valley. He took over the program for Donnie Yantis, who began the program at Arizona Christian University. So a shout out to Donnie Yantis. He's now the head coach at Valor Christian in Denver, Colorado. So Donnie Yantis, a tremendous coach here at Paradise Valley High School, a long-time coach, Coach Yantis. 87-64 in 13 years for Paradise Valley for Coach Donnie Yantis. And if you can believe this, how about this when we talk a little ACU football here for just a moment. But, Ed, did you know that at one point Jeff Bowen was the head coach for North Canyon?
No, I did not know that.
4-year tenure for Jeff Bowen. He was the head coach for the North Canyon Rattlers.
It's a small fraternity, isn't it, Kevin?
It really is. It's quite amazing. Of course, Coach Bowen coached at Westview for so many years. So back on the field of the Trojans, 1:28 to go in this third quarter. They got a 4-point lead. They're enjoying their first lead of the ball game here, and they run the football up the middle again with Jaden McDaniel. One thing that the Trojans have done here in this second half, you talk about adjustments, we've seen it defensively, but they've kind of gotten a little bit more creative with the run game. They're getting McDaniel out with that option play we've seen once or twice, and he's not just taking the snap and just pounding it right towards the that stone wall of the interior for North Canyon. He's going to sleep well tonight, is Jaden McDaniel.
Oh, yes, he is.
With 5 rushing touchdowns.
But give his offensive line credit for making those holes. Allowing those 5 big fellas up front are making it that much easier for McDaniel to get those 5 touchdowns, 5 touchdown runs.
I beg your pardon. Joshua Johns, have a night, huh? 4 wide receivers now for McDaniel. McDaniel up the middle. Oh, and he had a chance to break into that secondary and was just taken out there by Brock Biley. Dare I say another touchdown-saving tackle there for B squared and Brock Biley, but that was a fantastic open field tackle as you saw McDaniel get to that second level there, and he was just about ready to take off.
Man, really good block up front by number 6 Ryan Dennis to allow McDaniel to get those extra yards. He just went up there and blocked off that Rattlers would-be tackler on McDaniel, just absolutely just bull rushed him backwards, allowing McDaniel to get that yardage.
So Nick Gardner lines up out there. But before we go to our next play, 3 quarters have expired here from North Canyon High School. We move to the 4th and final quarter from North Canyon High School. Our score, Paradise Valley 34, North Canyon 30. You are watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network.
Taylor's Pools. You can trust Taylor to take great care of your pool and ensure your complete satisfaction. From weekly cleanings to one-time cleanings, from pool draining to pool refilling, he does it all. Green to clear transformations, repairs, and new equipment installations. Trust your pool to Taylor's Pools. Call 623-200-2788. That's 623-200-2788. Taylor's Pools, a proud partner of Thursday Night Football.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside Ed Cole. We have played 36 minutes here in the North Valley in the 17th ever meeting between two programs, North Canyon and Paradise Valley. 34-30 our score. Jaden McDaniel has 5 rushing touchdowns. He has been the show of this one, and he's going to run right into Rafe Wilkins, and Rafe Wilkins says, I'm fine. But for McDaniel, just enough to move the chains. He needed 1, and he got 1.5 maybe. Just enough to move the chains. Again, a nice job there by Pursuit and the penetration by Rafe Wilkins.
I'm going to tell you what, Tyrese Toney has got to get a little bit lower with those snaps. He's getting a lot of high snaps for McDaniel. Just think if the snaps were a bit lower, right where McDaniel really wants it, could be a different situation. But those high snaps really affect how McDaniel's able to take off and run because he's got to account for that.
Now we get an official's timeout. Ed, it looked like he was able to move the rock. Yeah, okay, they're going to get it together now. He did move the chains there. The chain gain didn't get tipped off. That they need to move up 10. So now that the line judge spots the infraction there, if you will, now they reset the chain gain, and that's a 1st and 10 for the Trojans as their student body here is rocking and rolling on the far sideline.
They are having a good time.
They got their pep band here. 27 unanswered points for the Trojans to take the lead here, 34-30 over North Canyon.
Kevin, how great is high school football? Isn't it phenomenal?
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
There goes Ibarra in motion. They give it to Ibarra on the jet sweep. He tries to cut it back towards the far hash mark. And there waiting for him was North Canyon. Wilkins and friends all over that play. Boy, this young man, number 55, he's had himself a pretty big ball game. Coach Bean said, hey, this is our dude. He's a tremendous player, and his recruiting should start to take off here. To be honest with you, start next week. I'm not sure what they're waiting for. We've seen enough here to know that young man can play some football at this next level.
Yeah, I'm sure he is going to get some looks at the next level. He continues to make plays like that. The next level is always looking for playmakers of the caliber of Rafe Wilkins.
Wow, just getting some disturbing news here. Former Alabama defensive player Keith McCants has passed away at the age of 53. That is just Keith McCants. Whoa.
Oh, no.
Something's not right there.
Wow.
53-year-old man. Tough break right there. As we mentioned earlier, we want to just continue our thoughts and prayers for everybody affected by Hurricane Ida and all the trials and tribulations for our troops and our American people in Afghanistan. We're praying for everybody, praying for all the people affected by Hurricane Ida. The numbers keep coming in, Ed, and they're grim right now. But God is good, and we will find a way. We will find a way and persevere. 10-18 to go in a 4-point ball game. This is a 3rd down and 4. It's manageable for McDaniel. McDaniel to the edge. McDaniel's going to scoot his way just past the stick right there, and he's going to get a 1st down. At the very least, they're going to measure, and I think they're going to give him the 1st down. They will.
Yeah, the sticks are moving. Yeah, good run by McDaniel. All you needed was 4 yards, and that's exactly what he got. Got to the outside, got that 1st down, and keep the sticks moving. The offense continues to move the football.
He needed 4, and he got 4 for number 4 with 5 scores. He has had himself a fantastic ball game. And I think I already said it, but he's going to sleep well tonight for all the pops and shots he's taken in this one. Again, on Thursday night, short week for some football programs, but Friday night football begins tomorrow night. The season is in full bloom as it commences tomorrow evening here around the Great State 48. We have the privilege of getting the call here on Thursday night football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network. They go up the middle again. Ball's loose. McDaniel has fumbled the football. Penalty marker comes in behind the play. Let's see who comes up with the rock. There's a scrum for it. I believe the Trojans recover the ball, but let's see what they come up with there. And there's a penalty, and they're going to pick up the flag. So the referee's going to pick up the penalty. So either way, there's no flag on the play. And McDaniel took a shot. And let's see who the player is that's down. And it might be the quarterback, Jaden McDaniel.
It might be him.
Because I do not see number 4 standing up anywhere. I think McDaniel is down. With this injury timeout, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network.
Taylor's Pools. You can trust Taylor to take great care of your pool and ensure your complete satisfaction. From weekly cleanings to one-time cleanings, from pool draining to pool refilling, he does it all. green to clear transformations, repairs, and new equipment installations, trust your pool to Taylor's Pools. Call 623-200-2788. That's 623-200-2788. Taylor's Pools, a proud partner of Thursday Night Football.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School. Kevin Derryberry alongside Ed Cole, and good news for the Trojan faithful as Jaden McDaniel was able to get up and get off the field under his own power, and he's still a little bit shaken up, a little bit wobbly there, but the Trojan fan base there rejoiceful as McDaniel, again, got off the field under his own power. Now, at quarterback is Andrew Faraday, it looks like. It looks like the backup will be Faraday. Oh, no, we got deked by the numbers. That is
Ryan
6.
Dennis, right?
That's Ryan Dennis, yeah. The 6 looks like an 8 from about 60 yards away, Ed. That's just not having the glasses on. Need the old bifocals up here in the broadcast booth every now and then. 9:10 to go on this one. This will be Dennis taking the snap. And Dennis to that second level. He's got the first down, and you can see the Trojan bench just pumped up, playing power football this time with Ryan Dennis with fresh legs, if nothing else, Ed.
Boy, did he not look like Jaden McDaniel on that run right there? Another physical run off left guard, left tackle.
Tyrese Toney with that high snap. But this line has had himself a night. Armando Nieves, the left tackle, is just doing things. Nieves, 6'6", 300-pounder. You can't teach the size, Ed Cole.
You sure can, but you can sure develop it.
You can do just that. That's one thing that was so refreshing about Coach Davis's conversation. I'm just going to coach the kids and love on the kids and teach the kids and develop the kids that are in my backyard. Back on the field is Jaden McDaniel. And McDaniel is running behind that left side of the line again, and why not Chris Reyes-Torres and Armando Nieves had himself quite the evening. But for McDaniel, he is slow to get up again this second time here. And so now McDaniel this time is just not right. With this injury timeout, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network.
My name is Slade Gibson, owner of Trinity Homes AZ.
My name is Becky Gibson. I'm co-owner and lead designer.
We started Trinity Homes in a leap of faith back in 2004. After working for many other builders, we had decided to go ahead and start our own company so we could really work with the clients and have the same type of values that we do in our family. Our mission here at Trinity Homes AZ is to work side by side with each customer, making their home become their dream.
A common theme with our company is that we are not only building homes, but we're building relationships. And in the end, that's very important to us.
We have over 30 years of experience here at Trinity Homes, all the way from our project managers, our superintendents, our lead design. We can serve each and every client with their specific needs.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School. 2nd and 7 from the 30-yard line for Faraday. And Faraday goes up the line, and he'll be dropped at the 30-yard line, running outside the far hash marks. That was Faraday. So on the last play was Jaden McDaniel, got belted a second time. And this time he's on the trainer's table. Perhaps a lower extremity on the second injury. I thought maybe he took a shot there, but it was Ryan Dennis is the quarterback.
It really is hard. It looks like an 8, doesn't it, Kevin, from this distance? The 6 and the 8 look so alike.
And Faraday's had a nice ball game, too. I'm just trying to get him some more love. That's all we're trying to do. Andrew Faraday, we have an affinity for you, young man. All right, Ryan Dennis. And that spelling of Dennis is funky. D-E-O-N-I-S-E. Here's Dennis on the far sideline. In space, continues to rumble down the sideline, and he's going to take it inside the 10-yard line with an impressive run. Bobbing and weaving right there was Ryan Dennis, breaking it to the outside with some speed, and finally the Rattlers bring him down late.
Kevin, that is impressive that you can lose a major talent like Jaden McDaniel, but you put in Ryan Dennis, and there's no drop-off as far as the running game goes. Again, give that offensive line credit for creating those holes, the holes, left tackle, left guard, and Dennis just runs right off there, and he just gets major yards. When you have a running game that's that strong and you've got a 4-point lead, you can run the time off the clock, and you can keep that Rattlers offense off the field. Remember how we talked about that in the first half?
Yep.
How you keep that Rattlers offense off the field? They're doing it.
22-yard run right there from Ryan Dennis. Going to try the same play again. This time, nobody's home. Why? Because shooting the gap was Rafe Wilkins.
5'5".
Rafe Wilkins, have a night, young man, continues to get after the football, and that time just destroying the offensive line, getting to the secondary as he did in that first quarter and also in the second quarter, and really for the entire game. Just shaking off the blocks and making plays in the backfield.
Kevin, you think McDaniel's going to have a good night's sleep? Just wait till Rafe Wilkins gets home and gets in his bed. He's going to fall asleep immediately.
Ice baths for everybody all the way around. And this one here, the physicality has been just, it's been ridiculous. So Dennis running the offense now. He's got 3 wide receivers to the wide side, 2 to the left. There goes Ibarra in motion. Dennis unable to take the snap because we get a penalty marker here before the snap. It'll be procedure assessed to Paradise Valley. One of the rare mistakes they've made here in this second half. But Paradise Valley, and trying to finish the deal, snap their 11-game losing streak, extend their winning streak over North Canyon to 4 games. And with 6 minutes and counting here, inside 6 to go now, Paradise Valley appears to be in the driver's seat.
I mean, Captain
Knocking
Obvious,
on the door.
Captain Obvious reporting here, Kevin. If Paradise Valley punches in there right now, makes it a little bit, gives them a little bit more distance, makes it that much harder for North Canyon to come back. So it is imperative that they punch this in. They got to, if they get 6, get an extra point or whatever, it's put them in really good position in the driver's seat.
And now Greg Davis will take a timeout. We'll take the timeout with him. 5:39 to go in this one. You are watching Thursday Night Football on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network.
What's up? I'm Archie Bradley, and I am Pit Boss.
Archie Bradley! Are you kidding me?
Pit Boss Nation just brought in the beard. Bring the heat with bigger, hotter, and heavier grilling. You do want this smoke. With 8-in-1 cooking versatility, Pit Boss is your starter, setup man, and your closer.
I wonder, is it the snap count? Is it the cadence from Dennis versus McDaniel? Because there appears to be a real challenge snapping the football right now for Paradise Valley.
It might be a different quarterback, different cadence, the way he's running the offense compared to McDaniel, and the offensive line has to get used to that, get used to another signal caller back there. But they better get used to it really quick because they're backing themselves up even further in a critical drive.
2nd and goal from the 20-yard line. Dennis to the air for the first time of the night, and he throws towards the end zone. Nobody home. He had Peter Milosavljevic. Yeah, we'll try that one again. Oh, wait, check that. Peter Milosavljevic.
Milosavljevic
was one of the targets in the area for Ryan Dennis. As you mentioned, you said Dennis had 8 touchdown passes last season.
8 interceptions.
How about the Finley brothers? We mentioned about them. You know, another big-time guy. We were talking about ACU just a moment ago. Another great alumni for the Paradise Valley Trojans is none other than the man that we call Nestor Higuera. There goes Dennis breaking free, and he's going to be grabbed down from behind. Evan Capella with the call, but Nestor Higuera played his high school football for the Paradise Valley Trojans.
That's right.
He is the man on campus, the big man on campus, and I mean that in all sense of the word. Nestor Higuera, a tremendous young man for Arizona Christian University. He played his high school ball for the Trojans. That's outstanding. So Greg Davis will send out Jaden McDaniel to hold here. This would be a 30-yard attempt for the Trojans, try to extend their lead. Eric Reyes Aguilera out of a Jaden McDaniel hold. Do they dare fake it? Good snap. The kick is on its way. The kick is on, and it is good. The 30-yard field goal attempt from Eric Reyes Aguilera extend the Trojans' lead to 37-30 at the 4:40 mark of this 4th and final stanza. 4:44 to go in this fourth quarter. And Paradise Valley now with 30 unanswered points.
In a sense, that's a victory of sorts for the Rattlers. They didn't give up a touchdown as opposed to a field goal. They're only down 7. They've got 4:44 left to go. A touchdown would have been a whole lot tougher to come back from because they would have been down 2 scores as opposed to giving up a field goal. So the 3 points out of it, Kevin.
Yes, they did. Shout out to former head baseball coach Roy Muller, a tremendous baseball coach for the Trojans. He coached Craig Triplett back in the days, and of course Paradise Valley with a great basketball program. We talk about Mike O'Gwyn for North Canyon, but Mark McGowan, a longtime, very successful coach for the Trojans. Now Corey Barnett has succeeded Coach Mack, but a real good tradition over there for Paradise Valley. All right, it's the Trojans and the Rattlers. Here we go. This is Brock Biley, and Brock Biley had a crease. Penalty marker comes in late from the referee, but Biley caught it around the 10. A nice little return for him, almost a 20-yard return by Brock Biley, and you could hear the fans start to, rev up the emotion as that crease formed, but then the defense came in there, and the great special teams unit there by the Trojans got it done.
Unfortunately for the Rattlers, that was a holding call against them, so that return's wiped out.
Kind of a surprise second half here for North Canyon as way that they have just been unable to score the football.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, Kevin? 30-0 run after they were down 30-7. The Trojans were 30-0 run. That's really impressive.
It really is. You talk about adjustments made at the break. Greg Davis doing a fantastic job. Darren Robideau, assistant coach. To the air. Ball caught near sideline there by Bandak. Bandak makes the reception. Quick strike right there from Amari William Harrison. Let's see if it'll stand up. So the pass will be incomplete. Bandak must have been out of bounds. Looked like he caught the football here. And
he dropped it.
He did indeed drop the football.
Mm-hmm. So defensively, Kevin, it's imperative that the cornerbacks, all the defensive backs, safeties, and corners, they keep everything in front of them. They cannot let these wide receivers, if the Rattlers decide to throw the ball, they cannot let these wide receivers get behind them, because we saw what happened right off the very first play of the game, the 80-yard touchdown pass. So they know that the Rattlers can make plays happen effectively and quickly, so the cornerbacks have to play disciplined defense, especially if they want to continue to throw this ball down the field, which it looks like the Rattlers are going to do.
Jacob Weaver has checked in at one defensive back spot. Amari Harrison to the air. The ball is caught by number 4, Brock Biley, right over the middle of the field. A perfect pass right there. Biley with a great handwork right there. Makes the reception at the 30-yard line. That's a gain of 22 yards on the pass play, and the Rattlers will move the chains on that play. That was a tremendously thrown ball by Amari William Harrison. A great catch by Biley. Great hands there as he got taken down to the turf rather rudely there by the Trojan secondary.
Mm-hmm.
In on that play was Joseph Pompeo, among others. So Biley lines up in the slot to the right of William Harrison. 1st and 10, North Canyon trailing by 7. Play fake. Back to Biley, and he gets dropped immediately in the backfield. Great catch by Biley. Great handwork again, but he got stuck. No gain on the play.
Again, Kevin, number 26, Angel German Vega, in there to make that tackle on Biley.
He's had a solid game in the secondary, and he's made some nice plays, and he's put some sticks on some guys. Good play fake there. A guy we haven't heard from in quite a while is Izzy Durgan. I'd like to see North Canyon set up just a traditional running back screen to Durgan and see what they can't do with that. We haven't seen that at all in their arsenal. 3 wide receivers to the wide side of the field here. 2 to the right. Empty set now for Amari William Harrison. Back to throw with time. Launches one down the field, and the ball is going to be caught on the far sideline by Carlos Bien Castillo. He's dropped at the 30-yard line. Gain of 60 yards on the pass play. William Harrison to Carlos Mayin Castillo. And if there was a question about whether or not he's going to go over 100 yards on that play, it looked like he did. But now hold the phone here. Perhaps he was out of bounds or did not corral the football. So the referees are sending him back. So all we can assume here is that the either stepped out of bounds or caught the ball out of bounds. Let's look at it again here. Nice thrown ball here. Carlos Mean Castillo.
Oh, wow.
It's tough to tell from that vantage point. Perhaps that would have been a penalty if he stepped out.
And came back in, yes.
Yeah, that would have been a penalty. So he must have just dropped the football at the end of this play. I don't know what happened there. It looked like a clean ball.
He caught it. Maybe he ran out of bounds and came back in.
But that would be an infraction, no?
Usually, yeah.
Third down and 11 from the 30-yard line. There goes Biley in motion. They fake it to him. Harrison wanted to go deep. He goes back to the other side. He overthrows Biley, and the ball's nearly picked off. Tip drill in effect again for the Trojans. Nearly with a chance to pick that one off was one of the linemen. That make it 50 that time. He didn't want to be deked off the play, but there's no number there. We would love to have all the numbers on this roster, I assure you. We would love to know who's making these plays, and we apologize for not having that information. It's now 4th down and really the football game here for North Canyon. 4th and 11 from their own 30-yard line. Izzy Durgan in the slot. Maine Castillo lined up to the near side. William Harrison to the air. Flushed out, and he throws to Biley. He's going to be well short of the first down. Good throw, good catch by Brock Biley, but about 7 yards shy of the line to gain, and that'll be a turnover on downs. Another turnover on downs, another stop for the Trojan defense here, and the North Canyon Rattlers have still yet to score here in half number 2.
This drive really changed with that incompletion from William Harrison to what we thought was a completion to Maine Castillo. Could be a completely different drive if that would have been a completion.
Oh,
wow.
That was a game changer. You're talking about 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line approaching the red zone, and instead you were looking at a 3rd down and 11.
Yeah.
Which turned into a 4th and 11.
Yeah, and you put it succinctly. No points scored in the second half for the Rattlers. That is an impressive change of events for the Trojans defense to hold them scoreless in the second half. A team that just that scored on you at will in the first half. They scored 30 points on you in the first half. You get nothing in the second half.
And how about this? You talk about a dude that's just playing tough. Here comes Jaden McDaniel again. Breaks another tackle on the outside to the 20. Cuts it back inside to the 15. Still on his feet to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Jaden McDaniel. His 6th rushing touchdown of the contest. This one from 36 yards away. Give him 6. What blocking up front, and then it was all Jaden McDaniel to the bounce out, the cutback, and the finish for McDaniel. TD number 6. Holy smokes.
Kevin, the toughness for McDaniel to get banged up play after play. He goes out, and Ryan Dennis comes back in. McDaniel comes back in. For him to come back in and just will himself physically to do this, to get his 6th rushing touchdown, 4th in the second half. Well, I mean, what more can you say? What a thorough wow. I mean, there's no words to really say for what McDaniel has done tonight.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4, number 4. That's incredible. As Biley tries to block the point after try from Reyes Aguilera, this one is true. 2:52 to go. Paradise Valley has stormed all the way back. They lead it 44-30. Now they have a 2-touchdown lead here. 34 unanswered points. Wow, what a comeback here for the Trojans. And all they're trying to do is snap an 11-game losing streak.
That's amazing. You gave up 30 points in the first half to an offense that just did whatever they wanted to against you with all the weapons they had. You threw a pick 6. You're down 30-7. It looks bleak in the second quarter, but that's why you play 4 quarters. That's why you believe in your guys. That's why Coach Davis believed in his guys. He believed in his young men on this roster because he knew they could put this back together, and you don't give up on yourselves. That's why you don't give up. The game is never over. That's why you play 4 quarters.
4 quarters.
You play 48 minutes of football, not just 24 minutes, and you're down 30-7.
This has been surprising. Adam Bean's team was well prepared for this game. They were well coached. You just have to hand it to the players at the end of the contest. The Trojans have taken it to North Canyon here. There's Reyes Torres. Sends that one out of bounds. Now, let's be honest here. You're only down 2 touchdowns with 2:52 to go, and you've got big play all over the place. You've got ballers all over with Izzy Durgan and Carlos Mayin Castillo. You know they can throw the football over the top. They're going to have to take some chances right now, Ed.
How many times have we really called their names in the second half? Not many.
I'm not sure, but when you start talking about numbers, 6 touchdowns for Jaden McDaniel. He is probably over 200 yards rushing, and I'm going to think right around 30, 35 carries, somewhere in that vicinity. The numbers are going to be are gaudy, let's be honest. They're just gaudy.
Gaudy, impressive. Just all jaw-dropping. You want to use whatever adjective you want to use.
The physical style of running, too. I mean, he has just been a bruiser. He's delivered a lot of punishment. He's taken a lot of body shots tonight here, too. This is a heavyweight bout. We're going to the 15th round here. And
he's taking some shots, and he's giving a lot of shots.
Yeah, it looks like the Trojans are going to take care of business. But let's see if North Canyon has something in store here in the comeback trail. A lot of the contingent here for both sides have started to thin out. Again, I'm sure the heat has something to do with that. 44-30. A 6-touchdown night for Jaden McDaniel. It's just been that simple. It's been the Jaden McDaniel show here. And when you see this on the first week of this season here on Thursday Night Football, you just wonder, what kind of a year can this young man have if he stays healthy?
If he stays healthy, yes, because his offensive line is strong. If he can stay healthy and continue to bruise defenses, he can have a lot of nights like this.
A Madden-type game. You know, somewhere along the line, they're playing fantasy football at the high school level. Someone's having himself a night. Harrison to the ground attack this time. He's going to be forced out of bounds after the scramble. Credit the force out to Brock Berend. And for Amari William Harrison, one of the rare times we've seen him scramble with the football tonight. But as a southpaw quarterback and a guy with his size, 6'3", almost 200 pounds, I like the quarterback. I like the way he throws the football.
Me too.
And he's got some good weapons to utilize here. They just run into the Trojan defense that's been vaulted here in the second half. Shotgun snap for William Harrison. Dumps it off underneath, right on the sideline. Nice catch there by Tylen Wilfong. The third target for him, the second reception of the night. He had a touchdown reception earlier in the ball game that went for 33 yards. And now North Canyon will move the chains here. 2:39 to go with the clock stop as they move the sticks. Paradise Valley has 2 timeouts left. The Rattlers have 2 as well. For North Canyon, a lot of their success in the past few years on the scramble for Harrison. He tries to dump it off over the middle. Falling to the turf was Brock Biley. Good pressure on the interior. And it was Nick Gardner with the hurry there for Paradise Valley. But how about one of the classiest of dudes for North Canyon? I'm talking about 22-year-old offensive line extraordinaire Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson, a 2020 NFL draft choice, 18th overall by the Miami Dolphins. He came through North Canyon High School. Went to USC out of North Canyon High School. He's a 5-star recruit. 14 games played as a freshman for USC. 25 starts for the Trojans now in the National Football League. He made his way right here through North Canyon High School. The pass is a bullet pass in and out of the hands of Izzy Durgan. That ball's incomplete. You talk about a lot of smoke on that pass play. William Harrison didn't apply any touch on that one, and Izzy Durgan just couldn't corral that fastball.
What it is the secondary is covering every single person that's wearing a purple jersey, and William Harrison is on the run. He's not able to sit back there and just bide time and do whatever and just sit there and survey the defenses and throw the ball however he wants to. The defensive line is getting pushed on him. He's getting pressured up front, so that's forcing him to roll out and throw these errant passes.
Empty set now for Amari William Harrison. Good time to throw, and he's got his man over the middle of the field on a strike by Biley, and Biley loses the football after that second effort. And Brock Biley with a tremendous run after the catch. Gain of 35 yards. William Harrison to Brock Biley. As it turns out, Biley did not lose the ball late there. Lining up to the far side of the field is Mayin Castillo. To the near side is Wilfong. To the air again towards the end zone. The ball is overthrown. He wanted Izzy Durgan on that skinny post over the middle of the field. Beautifully thrown pass, but just a little bit too tall, again, out of the reach of Izzy Durgan, who looked like he was open there, Ed. Looks like he misfired.
He was open.
Back to Austin Jackson, a USA Today High School All-American right here through North Canyon High School. Pac-12 Player of the Week in Week 2 for Austin Jackson. And what's most impressive, as a sophomore here at North Canyon, he was listed at 6'6", 270. That is a specimen. Empty set for Harrison to the end zone, looking for Wilfong, and the ball is broken up. The back judge was there. He watched that play all the way to the finish, and he did not draw any action as far as an infraction. So good no call there. Ball was to the back of the end zone. Wilfong had a shot at it. Into double coverage. Dennis back there, among others.
Yeah, Andrew Faraday was back there, and Faraday played the football.
Was it Faraday or was it Dennis? That's the beauty of it.
It might have. I give it to Faraday because he is listed as a cornerback, so I'm assuming he ran that route with the wide receiver.
Yeah, you got Faraday with a little hitch in his giddy-up right now. He'll draw up and line up across Joseph Talamontes. Empty set now here for William Harrison. 5 wide receiver package. Here comes the pressure. He steps up into the pocket. He wants to throw the football. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to give himself up. He'll slide down, and good thing he did, because coming in a hurry on the headhunt was the Trojans' number 50, which is not listed here. 1:48 to go, 44-30. My last point about Austin Jackson, 18th overall, plays for the Miami Dolphins now. And just a couple years back, Austin Jackson's sister needed a bone marrow transplant. Austin Jackson put his football career on hold, donated that bone marrow to his sister. She's healthy now. He's in good shape. He's playing in the league on Sundays, getting paid. And he started his career right here at North Canyon. It's just an amazing story when you see the diversity of the people's travels and how they get to their destination and their journey and along that way. And as I always talk about, it is about the people and the journey. And Austin Jackson, I salute you, my man. You are a class act, and we wish you nothing but success in the National Football League.
And Kevin, when with all we're going through right now, all the horrible stories of what we're living through, with all the tragedies, with the storms and everything going on in Afghanistan, and just all the craziness that's going on in our world, isn't it great to have a story like that about Austin Jackson? Just a positive story like that, just to uplift you in a sea of madness that we're living in.
It's incredible. It's nothing short of incredible. The human element always seems to supersede whatever is going on. You always kind of rally to the human element, and that's what we all have to do here again, dealing with COVID, the crises around the world, and the weather tragedies. It's just nuts. 4th and 2. This is the contest. Possession play here. Back to throw is William Harrison. Fires toward the end zone. The ball is incomplete. The target was Brock Biley, and there are no flags on the play, and Paradise Valley is going to get their 3rd stop of the second half. They're going to take it over on downs, and they just have to run out the clock at 1:43 to go, and they're going to be victorious tonight.
Ooh. On that replay, it looks like they could have called a pass interference on that. The cornerback had Biley kind of hooked around there. We look at it again. Look at that, Kev. He had him.
Threw it into double coverage, but the Trojan defense has really stood on their head here in this second half.
I think that was Jacob Weaver, number 32. But, hey, no call. Referees didn't see it, so we play on.
We play on. Greg Davis, I mentioned, now in his 8th year. His 40th victory as a head coach came here back in 2019.
Which by the way, was their last victory.
Their last victory, 11 games ago.
And they're 125 away from breaking that 11-game losing streak. Wow, Kevin, this is just unbelievable, man. They held North Canyon to 0 points in the second half, a 37-0 run.
Yeah, it has been nothing short of impressive for Greg Davis and the Paradise Valley Trojans, and a little perplexing for Adam Bean and North Canyon. But, his kids they fought. I mean, they continue to throw haymakers, just one of those deals. Taking the snap again is McDaniel, and McDaniel's going to work his way down the far hash for some additional yardage. Now he's just tacking on, as they say here, padding the stats for Jaden McDaniel. We really salivate to read and see the numbers of this young man.
Yes.
What kind of game he ended up with here. 33 seconds to go. The Paradise Valley Trojans are going to come all the way back and win this game. And really a tribute to the Trojans and their entire coaching staff for staying and trusting the process, right? It was all about that drive before halftime. And they continued to will themselves down the field. They got the touchdown. They punted in. And they said, hey, listen, we play good defense for the next 23 seconds, and we're going to get the football to begin the second half. And they scored again, and the rest is history. 37 unanswered. They have been outstanding. 4 seconds on the Long Jeep scoreboard here, and we get a timeout here taken on the field. So it's 44-30. It will go final, and it's been impressive. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Pit Boss Barbecues, Pit Boss Grill, Trinity Homes, and
Taylor's Pools.
Taylor Pools. All of our good friends out there at Taylor Pools. Boy, these guys can build. And you're looking for an idea about remodeling, or you were thinking about maybe doing something different with your kitchen, maybe some backsplash, you want new countertops, call our friends at Trinity Homes. These guys know what they're doing. First-class outfit, first-class service, and they can price you out with any of them. They are just that good. Trinity Homes. 4 seconds to go in this one. Kevin Derrybear alongside Ed Cole. We're just waiting for this final 4 seconds. It seems like the final 4 seconds, it's been about 12 to 13 minutes, Ed. This press box is nearly empty here. The fan base for both squads have started to file out. And now taking the final snap of the game here, it looks like it'll be Ryan Dennis. Check that. Ryan Dennis is flanked to the right of Jaden McDaniel, and McDaniel's going to take the snap and then take the knee. So hopefully he doesn't lose the 200-yard rushing mark with that snap right there and go to 196 after the 4-yard loss. 000 up on the board here from North Canyon High School. And it's been 706 days since Greg Davis and the Paradise Valley Trojans have tasted victory. 706 days later, they come back to the same spot where they were victorious last, and they win it here at North Canyon High School in come-from-behind fashion, in grand fashion. They win it 44-30, and they begin the 2021 campaign 1-0 after this victory, and now are 11-6 all-time against North Canyon.
What a great victory for the Trojans. Again, down 14-0. You get smacked around. You get slammed to the deck with an 80-yard touchdown pass. You throw a pick six. You're down 14-0 so quickly into the first quarter. Things look so terrible. As we'll take a break right now. Then we'll come back and recap this 44-30 victory by Paradise Valley over North Canyon. We'll be right back.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it to Frazier. Turning to the end zone. What a catch. McKay's on touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer. Volusia wins it. The championship.
Not all heroes get everything on the list, but with COVID-19 still in our area, they do all wear a mask. Wearing a mask when you leave your home is one of the best ways to help stop the spread of COVID-19. That's how to mask like a hero.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Welcome back to North Canyon High School, where the Paradise Valley Trojans have come all the way back and they defeat North Canyon 44-30. And for just a moment, we'll turn it down and we'll take it down to the field. Here's James Poovey and Just Chili.
Because on Twitter we were like this.
You're masked up too. I'm standing by here after a rousing victory by the Paradise Valley Trojans by the final score of 44-30 with my guy Just Chili. Give me your thoughts, Chili, on the ball game. Obviously, North Canyon started out with a big head of steam there in the first quarter, but these guys weathered the storm tonight.
On 2 plays, North Canyon went up 14-0, the touchdown by Brock Biley, and then the big passing touchdown that Amari Williams threw. But man, Paradise Valley did not give up. Coach Davis does the most with whatever he has in his cupboard, and that quarterback, Jaden McDaniels, 5 touchdowns. I'm absolutely stunned by what I watched because I thought they were deflated when they went down 14-0. Nah, it's cool. We're gonna figure this out. And hey, that's how you eat an elephant, 1 bite at a time, right? I was impressed. I love what they did.
Very impressive. Let's talk a little bit more about Jaden McDaniel. That guy got it done, Chili. Unbelievable job. They couldn't stop him.
Hey, everybody talks about historical schools with quarterbacks, right? Paradise Valley has had a professional quarterback. Now they have a Division I quarterback, and now they have a running back at quarterback that is so dynamic and can do so many things with his legs. Man, I cannot wait to see what Paradise Valley does these coming weeks.
It's going to be exciting for sure. Let's send it back up to the guys up top. Thanks for coming on with me, Chili. I appreciate it as always. We're going to catch up with head coach Greg Davis here in just a little bit after he finishes talking with the team. Back up top to you guys.
Thank you, James, and we certainly appreciate Just Chili. He does a great job for high school athletics all across the board, and he really does a tremendous job promoting the game of high school football. Big win here for Greg Davis and the Trojans from Paradise Valley. They snap an 11-game losing streak, and they come back to the scene of crime where they lost – or they won here 56-21, again, back in 2019. I mentioned 706 days ago. They come back here, and they get a victory here. And just a short ride home for them. These guys are going to have a tremendous evening with some great friends and family, a good meal, and a great night's sleep. These dudes, all across the board, they were impressive here. Paradise Valley dug down deep, and they got it here tonight. And Ed, really, from Adam Bean's standpoint, I love his coaching style. I love the ambition and the passion that he has and his will to want to win and to teach North Canyon student athletes. I think they'll have a better season. We talked, you look at that region, they really have a chance to do some things in their region. I think they'll be an improved football team here, but they sure learned a lot here by losing here at home in this one, and they've lost 4 consecutive games against their crosstowners now.
Yeah, as we get ready to bring on Coach Greg Davis from Paradise Valley, he's going to be down there with James Poovey. We'll go ahead and throw down to him on the sidelines. He's standing by with Coach Davis.
2, 1. Standing by here with victorious head coach Greg Davis. Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. You guys weathered the storm. North Canyon got off to a pretty good start there in the first quarter, but you guys fought, you never stopped battling, and you came out victorious here tonight.
No, I'm really, really proud of our kids. I told them that North Canyon would have a lot of things going for them, and early on they did. I just feel like our conditioning that we've been working on all offseason, we don't have a lot of kids on our team, so we've just stressed conditioning, and I knew if we could keep it close around the fourth quarter, I felt like we could kind of get things going in our direction.
Let's talk about your quarterback, number 4, 5'10", 205 pounds, and he ran behind those pads here tonight, Coach. What do you attribute his success here tonight? He was blowing holes open, and talk about blowing holes open, that offensive line gets some credit as well.
I'll tell you what, our offensive line deserves a lot of the credit, and I know Jaden would be the first guy to tell you that. But Jaden McDaniel is an awesome story. He's a young man that just decided he was going to really work hard in the offseason, and the fact that he comes out today and just runs super hard behind some guys that have been around the program for 4 years and took it on their back. Hey, Jaden, you come behind us. Was exciting to see, and obviously as a coach, when you can run the football, it's a good thing. I'll tell you what, that's probably the most runs I've ever had in my 20-year career as an offensive coordinator. I usually like to throw the ball, so that was an interesting scenario for me. But I kind of liked it. I think we might try to do that again.
Now you got the whole Valley of Sun guessing. What are they going to do next, right, Coach?
Yeah.
Congratulations on the win here tonight. We look forward to following you guys throughout the season. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Victorious head coach Greg Davis getting the victory here tonight over rival North Canyon, 44-30. Back up top to you guys.
Thank you, James, and a special thank you to Greg Davis. Tremendous effort for his football team, and great coaching, and I love the game plan to come out there and play smash mouth football. They did just that. They win at 44-30, and they come from behind. So for our outstanding broadcast crew, for Ed Cole, Greg Jones, James Poovey, and everybody that put things together here on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network on Thursday Night Football, I'm Kevin Derryberry. Until next time, so long for now.